afternoon. Welcome out to Vermilion, home of the Sailors, and the site for this afternoon's Division 4, Region 14 Sectional Final. As the Lady Sailors here of Vermilion welcome in the Lake Flyers out of Millbury. Vermilion the 5th seed, Lake the 6th seed in what seems to be a very interesting and what we hope to be an exciting matchup here this afternoon. Happy Saturday. I'm Rock Anushi. He's Jared Kozar. Gary Pelter to my far right running the camera here this afternoon. And before we go any further in today's broadcast, let's give a big thank you and shout out to our sponsors this afternoon, making today's broadcast possible, as this afternoon's sectional final here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel is brought to you by Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford. Make sure you check out their auto show deals today at Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. How about our friends at LCCC, Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. LMRE, that's the Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy partner. Our friends over at Your North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads. It is Lenten season, Jared, so make sure you check out that fish fry over at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. German's Villa right here in Vermilion. They are the premier banquet facility of the North Coast. And finally, our friends at Eco Tree Services, they are your complete tree care company. This is the pregame show. It is brought to you by the aforementioned North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, again on Center Ridge and Barton Roads. Stop in this Lent for the best Friday fish fry around. Well, Jared, again, Vermilion the 5 seed, Millbury Lake, they are the 6 seed here in Division 4, Region 14. So on paper, when you look at the numbers, when you speak with both head coaches, you just kind of take in all of the context leading into this afternoon's ball game. Certainly promises to be a good one, but ultimately that's all just on paper. We're going to have to wait and see how this one plays out. But again, all indications are that this is going to be a thriller here this afternoon in Sailor Country.
And really a natural fit, I think, for us to get tournament coverage started on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel in our new format, to go out here and say a 5-6 matchup on a Saturday afternoon just felt right when you and I were coming up with a schedule at some point last week to determine how we were going to start and embark on this journey of high school tournament basketball here on WEOL.com.
That got a wince out of Pelt over there. We'll see how many more we can get on the Pelt wince counter as the afternoon rolls along. But again, very much looking forward to this one. Vermilion 13-9 was their overall record in the regular season. They went 6-4 in Sandusky Bay Conference play. That was good for 3rd in the Bay division of that conference. In the end, they're the 5 seed. Millbury Lake, the Flyers, they're the 6 seed. They not too far behind Vermilion in terms of overall record. They went 12-10, just 5-7 in the Northern Buckeye Conference. That was good for 4th in that league. A lot of good competition they see in that Northern Buckeye Conference. A lot of powerhouse programs over there. So Millbury Lake, certainly a team that is battle-tested this season, but as is Vermilion. Sailors winning their final 4 games of the regular season. For Lake, though, they were losers in 3 of their final 4, so kind of a tale of 2 different sides coming into this one. Vermilion with a little bit of momentum on their side, good enough to host this afternoon's contest. You figure if Millbury Lake had won a couple of those games a little more down the stretch, they might be hosting this afternoon's contest. But hey, geographically for us, Jared, I think right here in Vermilion is a little more conducive for us, isn't it?
Works out pretty well. We were able to touch base with some friends throughout the week that were really excited about us getting this one out on the air. And what we know of Doug Mahalik and his program building effort here at Vermilion, I think kind of seeing the efforts of those labors coming to fruition this year and being able to host a tournament game, have that above 500 record, and a strong finish to the season, as you mentioned. What the Lady Sailors lack in depth, I think they make up for in terms of consistency and, basically, you're going to see some symmetry across that starting 5, and I'm sure he'll outline that during his pregame conversation he had with you, and when you break down the stats in the starting lineup, so I think everybody's going to get a good feel for what that looks like.
Well, you alluded to it. We do have a couple of pregame interviews for you guys here in the North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco pregame show. So why don't we step aside, take a quick timeout, and on the other side of the break, it'll be 11th year head coach for the Lake Flyers out of Millbury, Joe Nowak. It looks like Nowak, but it is Nowak. A Again, the head coach of the Millbury Lake Flyers joins us after this timeout. It's the North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco pregame show, part of today's WEOL cage matchup. Vermilion in Millbury Lake in a sectional final. We're back with more after this timeout.
Looking for the best Friday fish fry around? Every Friday of the year, and especially during Lent, stop by North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for lunch or dinner. Enjoy delicious perch, cod, catfish, pierogies, and cabbage and noodles made fresh and ready to go. Planning a party? Convenient has you covered with deli trays, party trays, and a full-service meat department with expert butchers on hand to help with any purchase. Visit Convenient at Center Ridge and Barton Roads in North Ridgeville. Open 7 days a week, and good luck to all of our area teams in the tournaments. We're back on the pregame show. It is brought to you here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel by our friends over at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Today, our tournament opener here on WEOL, it'll be the Lake Flyers out of Millbury traveling to Vermilion to take on the Sailors in a sectional final. And joining us here on the pregame, it is head coach of the Flyers, Joe Nowak. Coach, an honor to have you here on the pregame show. Really appreciate the time. And just kind of want to start with you quickly, if we can, as we were kind of talking off air. Your 11th season at the helm now as head coach at Lake. I guess just starting with this, what keeps you coming back? What is it about that community that's kind of kept you entrenched there for over a decade now?
That's a good question. I think it's just been the overall experience. Coming in here from where I had coached before, it was just a rough situation, rough start to my career. Kind of came out this way for a little bit of a fresh start, and it's been welcoming ever since. We've had really good buy-in throughout the years from the girls. Not just during the season, but during the off season too, to continue to get better. And then also it's just become kind of a family affair for us too, with my wife and kids, that they're just as much of a member of the program as anybody else, and the girls and their families are welcoming of them as well.
Well, and for those who don't know, he does mean that literally, with his 3 boys serving as team managers on the team and in the program. So that's certainly fantastic. Let's talk about this season for you guys. 12 wins coming into this one, if I'm not mistaken, as I looked at you guys on Max Preps. It's the most, again, digging back since the 21-22 season for you guys. So in your own words, Coach, how did the season go for you guys? Was that kind of about maybe where you had you guys at about 12 wins, or how did this year go?
Coming in before each season, you kind of look at your schedule and kind of game plan as far as games that you think that you could be right there in, and games that, you hopefully can win, and kind of get a feel for where you're going to go throughout the course of the season. And I think every coach does that and has kind of a little bit of an overconfident approach to it too. And then you finally get into the season and you kind of play it out a little bit, and you kind of see what you've got, how things are coming together, and if it's coming together how you anticipated, or if you got to make some adjustments or anything like that. And right now, I think throughout the course of the season, I think we have competed with some really good teams. We've played well in those stretches too, and then we've had some games where we struggled, but we were still able to come out on top. So I think with the roster that we have, and with the players, their buy-in has been great. Their work ethic has been great, but I think we're right about where we should be when you look at team makeup wise. And it's the best in terms of wins and losses, best year we've had in the last few. We just went through kind of I don't want to say a low point, just a struggling stretch there, to where we were playing some really young players and really working on some growth. And I think this year we're really starting to see that with some of our juniors and seniors, and we still have a couple of underclassmen that will play. So it just kind of continues that process. So I think right now we're pretty happy with where we are, not content, but we're not disappointed in how the season's going to turn out for us.
There's certainly a couple of individuals I want to ask you about at some point here, Coach, but you mentioned kind of the youth on your team, and just sort of generally speaking, looking at your roster, you guys only feature 2 seniors, some juniors in there as well, but a lot of freshmen and sophomores, a lot of underclassmen on that roster. What's the dynamic like with that, throughout practices and games where, you're trying to get those starting 5 in the upperclassmen some good looks in practice, but maybe it's tougher when you have some more inexperienced girls, within that practice realm as well?
Yeah, I think every basketball season is unique in comparison to other sports too, because you've got a collection of fall athletes who, especially with having so many freshmen that haven't worked together on a team coming in. You've got soccer players, you've got volleyball players, and then now this is the first time that they're kind of coming together and meshing with players that are older than them. And I think, to the girls' credit, it's been a great year in terms of the personality of the team and the camaraderie of the team. We've certainly on the court had our growing pains, just as any team does when they're playing some youth. But I credit our upperclassmen tremendously for really kind of helping out our underclassmen, even some sophomores who have been through the program for a year already, that are just kind of stepping into new roles. Our juniors and seniors have really helped them out and kind of helped them see things as a little bit more of like, this is what we expect, and let's help get you there. But there's certainly a learning curve too for those freshmen coming in to try to keep things competitive. That's just been kind of one of our top goals throughout the course of the season, is just to continually pay the price of admission every single day in practice and compete and make yourself better, make your teammates better. And I think it's something that the girls have learned to embrace, and just to continue to go at it even on days that they might feel a little bit off. I think it starts at the top and kind of flows down. And I think if some of our younger players can see our older players and our coaches buying into that mindset, I think that really helps things tremendously.
Again, we're talking with Lakehead girls basketball coach Joe Nowak here on the North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco pregame show. His team set to take on Vermilion this afternoon in a sectional final. One of the juniors I certainly want to ask you about, and I'm sure you knew this question was coming, Brooke Wiley, 5'10" guard, as she's listed here on the roster. And the numbers, man, they certainly jump off the page, right? Over 17 points per game, 17 and a half to be exact. She plays some defense as well, just under 5 steals a game for Brooke. So what does she mean to this team in this season's success so far when she's able to contribute that heavily on both sides of the floor?
We certainly look to Brooke to do a lot, just not even basketball wise, just from a leadership standpoint as well. This is Brooke's 3rd year on varsity. She played as a freshman, may have been just a little bit sooner than what she was ready for. But given our struggles over the last couple of years, she got in there and she competed right away. And every single year, she has made vast improvements from where she was the previous year. So I think the kind of year she's having this year is just the natural progression of her tremendous work ethic during the season and during the off season to continue to add different dimensions to her game, to make improvements to the things that she's already doing. And, to her credit, every time that we kind of work with her on something and kind of throw something at her as far as something that's new, she's never pushing back on it. She's always embracing that and being willing to learn and to continue to grow. And I think that kind of flows over onto the court too. I think a lot of the girls look to her to be a vocal presence, but they also know that they're going to get 100% of everything she's got every single day too. And, we certainly look to try to get her some opportunities with the basketball. But I think a lot of that, while we might be looking for her, she does a really good job of trying to find her teammates as well. And again, I think that's just kind of the culmination of all the work that she's been willing to put in. And her teammates trust her to make those plays.
It's tough to measure how valuable those kinds of kids are to have within your program, certainly. So that's awesome that she's stepped up to be that kind of leader. Speaking of leaders, talk to me about your 2 seniors, Caden Zeckenrode, Rowan Brossi. How important have they been to this season and kind of trying to finish out their career with a bang?
Yeah, they've been great for us. I mentioned that we had some rough years here the last couple of years, and they have been along for the ride all through the tough years and then in through this year. So, while they might look back on their career, or somebody from the outside might look back on the past few years as they've come through the program, and we haven't necessarily won a ton, but I look at it as they were there to kind of bridge a gap between having some what people would deem as successful years to trying to finally climb that hill again. They've been along for the ride, and they've been the ones that continually pushed everybody to get better and then showed up, and they were committed. And they've been great for us this year. Their attitudes have been great. We've had some ups and downs, just like any program does throughout the course of such a long season. But they are fully embracing that this is their last go around, and they're enjoying every minute of it. And it's been very, very enjoyable to work with them here as their seniors.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, Coach, we can close with this, and you mentioned it. You guys have been away from game action for quite some time now, which means plenty of time to prep for the Sailors here this afternoon. So what have you made of Vermilion as you've gotten the chance to kind of break down what they do on film, and what are going to be some keys to victory for your Flyers here in the sectional final?
I think they're a good team. I think it's going to be a good matchup for us. They're certainly aggressive and they're physical. When you look at them from a stat standpoint, they certainly cause a lot of turnovers. They get a lot of steals. They want to get out and transition, and that's where they're good. They don't necessarily have a ton of height on their roster, but every single one of them is long. They anticipate passes really well. We know that we're going to have to take care of the basketball. We're going to have to be patient and try to make the easy play throughout the course of the game, and not try to thread the needle with a pass, but just find the open girl and let the game come to us. But at the same time, we're also going to have to make plays. It just comes down to being able to put the ball in the basket while you try and keep the other team from doing that as well. So we know at both ends of the floor, we're going to have to be active. Defensively, we got to make sure that we can kind of keep them out of the paint and rebound the ball. They rebound the ball fairly well from an offensive standpoint. So we're going to need to make sure that we hit bodies on box outs, and then we go after the thing, because they're certainly going to when they're on offense as well. And it's just taking care of the basketball on our part too. Stepping up, being aggressive, making sure all 5 girls that are on the floor are looking for scoring opportunities and looking for each other as well, just so that way kind of keep the defense honest when we've got the basketball. Tournament
basketball, man. Doesn't matter what level it's at. There are a few things like it, and we're certainly looking forward to this one. So, Coach, hey, really appreciate the time here on our North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco pregame show. Really got to enjoy doing some research on you and your program here, getting ready for this one. So, thanks again for joining us, and best of luck to you and your girls here today.
Yep, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Looking for the best Friday fish fry around? Every Friday of the year, and especially during Lent, stop by North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for lunch or dinner. Enjoy delicious perch, cod, catfish, pierogies, and cabbage and noodles made fresh and ready to go. Planning a party? Convenient has you covered with deli trays, party trays, and a full-service meat department with expert butchers on hand to help with any purchase. Visit Convenient at Center Ridge and Barton Roads in North Ridgeville. Open 7 days a week, and good luck to all of our area teams in the tournaments. Looking for the perfect place to host your next unforgettable event? From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and celebrations of life, German's Villa is proud to be the #1 event center on the North Coast. Join us at German's on Saturday, March 21st for a night of non-stop hits with the ABBA Tribute Band. Great music, great atmosphere, and great memories. To reserve your spot for the ABBA Tribute Band, give us a call at 440-967-1170. German's Villa, the premier banquet center of the North Coast. Back here on the pregame show here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Girls sectional final basketball here this afternoon as 5th-seeded Vermilion welcomes in Millbury Lake, the Flyers, the 6th seed. Let's talk some Sailor lady basketball with Doug Mahalik, longtime head coach here at Vermilion. And Coach, once again, a pleasure to have you on the airwaves here of WEOL and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. This will be my, 3rd time seeing you guys this year, I think. So, just kind of doing some research on this game, Coach, and rechecking the schedule for you guys. I want to kind of talk about this season as a whole, because you guys were 4-7, if I'm not mistaken, to end 2025. You guys lost to Margaretta on the 30th of December. Then you go on to win 9 of your final 11 contests. That includes a 4-game winning streak to conclude the regular season. So I guess just starting with this, Coach, what are your thoughts on how your season went, and what was maybe the secret behind some of that success once you guys turned the corner on the new year?
Yeah, thanks for having us. We always like having you guys at our games. We kind of were coming together. Our defense was playing pretty well, and we hit a rough stretch of our schedule where Margaretta is one of the best teams in the state. Oak Harbor lost to them in triple overtime, and so is this. And I think we played Willard, who finished 2nd in our conference. So it was just like a rapid fire of some pretty tough teams, and we were pretty sick during that time also. But at the end of the year, things kind of came together for us a little bit, other than the Margaretta game.
Coach, do you guys believe in sort of carrying that momentum into tournament play, or is it, when you hit the playoffs, is it sort of wipe the slate clean and not to say that nothing leading up to it doesn't matter, but how does carrying momentum work, or do you not so much believe in carrying that momentum into the postseason?
Oh no, we've had a whole week off for a little bit more than a week, so I don't know how much we can carry into it, but we did have a good week of practice, so we definitely know this team pretty well. So we know what they're coming with, and I'm sure they know what we're coming with. So in terms of momentum, I'm not sure, but we definitely had a good week of practice.
It's interesting you mentioned kind of the week off, and not the week off, but just week away from game action. Obviously, you guys going through practice in film preparation and all of those good things. I spoke with Joe Nowak, the coach for Lake, the Flyers, and they're in the exact same boat, basically, right? A week away from game action. What's the dynamic like with that when you have kind of that extended period to prepare for an opponent and kind of knowing that they have that same amount of time to prepare for you? Does that change how you approach a game like this, or do you guys kind of just stick to the routine as normal over there?
Yeah, we tried to add a couple little things here and there, but for the most part, we are who we are. So we're just going to keep practicing what we do best and try to make it better for when we show up against play against them.
Again, we're talking with Doug Mahalik. He's the head coach of the Vermilion Sailors. They take on Millbury Lake, the Flyers, here this afternoon in sectional final basketball here on WEOL. Well, let's talk about a couple of individuals on your team. For those who haven't seen her yet this season, sophomore Morgan Frank. I was very impressed with the couple of times I got to see her this season. And really, the last time I saw you guys was a road win for you guys at Clearview. In the leap that she seems to have taken from all the way back at the DeFranco tournament, right? Our opener here on WEOL. And again, fast forwarding to that game against Clearview, it looks like she really grew a lot throughout the course of the season. What did you see from her game this season, and how crucial will she be for you guys here today?
Yeah, everything runs through her. And during the preseason, she had a turf toe thing, so she didn't practice but maybe like 3 times the entire preseason.
Wow.
So even our first few games, which the Franco one was our 3rd game, but it was like a back-to-back, she didn't have her sea legs under her at that time, and she was still doing pretty well. And in District 6, she just got nominated for she just won first team all-district.
Awesome.
Second team all-SBC. So she knows what she's doing. She's a very smart player. She kind of reminds me of how I used to play, so it's easy to coach her, and she's really coming along nice.
Well, and what really impressed me, I think, the most with her game, Coach, is her ability to score at different levels, right? I'm sure you don't want her camping out beyond the 3-point line, but she has the ability to knock down those perimeter shots. And then obviously when you get her frame inside, she can do some damage in there as well. So that's got to be nice to have from her, knowing that she can kind of hurt an opponent in a lot of different ways, not just one.
It is. If she can get that outside shot to knock down, she's going to be ridiculous to guard. She's hit 3 of them, and she's been working on them a lot at practice. So it's like her game is expanding. But yeah, she's pretty nice down low. She's long. People think she's taller than she is just because her arms are so long. But yeah, she does a nice job inside out. Her rebounding is a little bit down this year, but we have Emma who's kind of picked up the rebounding. But when those 2 down low, they can really do some damage.
Well, you definitely certainly have some formidity in the front court, but I want to ask about your back court as well. You've gotten some pretty good guard play this season. 3 girls in particular that stand out to me: Jaslyn Rail, Abby Gowrie, and then Jocelyn Alvarado. They all do a decent job of scoring. And again, I think back to that Clearview game, they really did a good job on the defensive side of the floor as well. What have you seen from those 3 in terms of what they can bring to your back court?
Yeah, 2 of them are 4-year starters and 4-year letter winners. So they've been doing it for a long time. Everything kind of everything. Jocelyn kind of runs the show. She doesn't come out of the game very much, and we ask her to do a lot on defense too. And then Abby can get you 10 to 12 rebounds. She's so strong. And again, those 2 are only 5'5", and so is Jazz. She's about the same height. So we don't have a ton of height, but all 3 of them can do a lot of things. They're all pretty athletic. And Jazz is kind of like the little worm. She gets in there and gets the rebounds when people don't box her out. So between those 3, and then you got Morgan and Emma down low, we have a nice starting 5, and it's just running through them.
Coach, kind of sticking with that theme of you guys not having a ton of height up and down the roster, how important is it to sort of maintain a level of physicality against a team in Millbury Lake that does have a little bit of height up and down the roster, a team that also likes to get physical? How important is it for your girls to be able to play physical as well, albeit without, committing too many fouls?
Yeah, as long as we don't get reachy. Sometimes we tend to use our hands more than I'd like. If we could just beat teams to spots where we have the quickness to do that kind of stuff. When it comes to boxing out, you it starts with getting lower than them and actually going out and hitting, not just turning with your eyes up. Sometimes we look like those fish at Cedar Point just waiting for food. But it's like we need to hit first, and if we do, we can get the rebounds even against a taller team.
Well, Coach, don't hate me for asking this one, but I go back and look at last year for you guys and how it ended in a sectional loss to Perkins, and I was reading through the article in the Chronicle Telegram on it. 47 turnovers you guys had in that one. I imagine that maybe is a number that was sitting in the back of your head earlier throughout this week and kind of thinking about things that you need to do well against Millbury Lake here today. I imagine taking care of the basketball would be near the top of that priority list for you guys.
Yeah, if we could probably bet one or two of those, maybe we would have won that game. But, we forced 30 that game also. So we had 47, we forced 30, and then both teams scored the most points that either of us scored the entire season. So it was a pretty wild game last year. So, sometimes they like a lot of our turnovers are just caused by our own selves. We try to make the super play, or we try to make that next pass where we're being too unselfish, where it's like, just take the extra dribble and go up. But so it's like, it's hard to say, don't do this, but it's like, do this at the right time, just so you give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, a lot of nuances certainly on that offensive side of the ball. And you're absolutely right. You try so hard to tell kids not to do something, and then they almost take it too literally and take it a step too far. But hey, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So, Coach, we can close on this. What are your thoughts on this Millbury Lake Flyer team, and what are going to be a couple of keys to a Vermilion Sailor victory here this afternoon?
We got to stop their best player. She's the leading scorer by a lot on the team. We definitely got to keep an eye on her. And they remind me a lot of us. I think we play a little bit faster than they do, but in terms of just what we were watching, we're two similar teams, and we're the 5 and 6 seed. We both have similar records, so it should be a little bit of a slugfest. Hopefully we can get out and run a little bit, and man, it'd be nice if we can knock down some shots early and keep that rolling.
Well, Coach, we are certainly looking forward to it today. It'll be a blast to have this one on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. So, Coach Mahalik, thank you not only for today, but all season long being a part of our coverage here on WEOL. And best of luck to you and the girls here this afternoon in the sectional final.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry. You're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
It's the biggest show of the year, the Cleveland Auto Show, running February 20th through March 1st at the IX Center. Nick Abraham Buick GMC is once again proud to be a part of the event, so you can see their latest lineup packed with style, performance, and innovation. Take the drive to their Elyria showroom, where special auto show deals are waiting for you. From the auto show to your driveway, get your next vehicle at Nick Abraham Buick GMC, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Looking for the best Friday fish fry around? Every Friday of the year, and especially during Lent, stop by North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for lunch or dinner. Enjoy delicious perch, cod, catfish, pierogies, and cabbage and noodles made fresh and ready to go. Planning a party? Convenient has you covered with deli trays, party trays, and a full-service meat department with expert butchers on hand to help with any purchase. Visit Convenient at Center Ridge and Barton Roads in North Ridgeville. Open 7 days a week. And good luck to all of our area teams in the tournaments. Looking for the perfect place to host your next unforgettable event? From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and celebrations of life, German's Villa is proud to be the #1 event center on the North Coast. Join us at German's on Saturday, March 21st for a night of non-stop hits with the ABBA Tribute Band. Great music, great atmosphere, and great memories. To reserve your spot for the ABBA Tribute Band, give us a call at 440-967-1170. German's Villa, the premier banquet center of the North Coast.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Collin. Collin coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
And welcome back out to Vermilion High School, where it is a Division IV Region 14 Sectional Final girls basketball matchup on hand here this afternoon. Again, the Sailors playing host to the Millbury Flyers, or Millbury Lake Flyers, I should say, Lake High School out of Millbury. See, Pelt, you had me all messed up trying to decipher whether it's the whole, is it Millbury Lake High School, is it Lake High School? Well, it's just like we were talking about with Oberlin Firelands. Nobody really refers to them as Oberlin Firelands. It's just Firelands High School, so it is Lake High School, the Flyers out of Millbury, so we'll clarify there.
Your quick fix for that, do you want to wind up like Pelt, do you?
Actually, I think I do. So let's look at the two sides here in today's matchup. Again, this is the North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco pregame show. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, it's always a great time to stop by your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Vermilion, they are the 5 seed, 13-9 overall, 6-4 third in the Sandusky Bay Conference Bay Division. For Lake, they went 12-10, 5-7 in the Northern Buckeye Conference. That was good for 4th in the league. Let's look at the two starting fives. First for Millbury Lake, under 11th year head coach Joe Nowak. It'll be Paige Allen, a freshman, at 6.7 points per game. Abrina Morales, a sophomore forward wearing number 2. She averages 7 points per game. Gabby Moreno, a sophomore forward, at 2.5 points per game. The leading scorer for the Flyers, it is junior guard number 13, Brooke Wiley, at 17.5 points per game. And rounding out the starting five for Coach Nowak's Flyers, it is senior guard number 21, Rowan Brasi, at 2.3 points per game. For Coach Doug Mahalik in his 18th season here at Vermilion, not all as head coach, but 18 years here with the Lady Sailors. His starting five, as usual, will look like this. It'll be sophomore guard number 11, Jaslyn Rail, at 8 points per game. Junior guard number 12, Emma Gebhart, at 5.9 points per game. Senior guard number 22, Abby Gowrie, at 8.1 points per game. Jocelyn Alvarado, senior guard number 23, at 8.5 points per contest. And sophomore forward number 24, Morgan Frank, their leading scorer, at 11.6 points per game. Vermilion in their home white uniforms. Millbury Lake, they will be in their dark navy blue uniforms. Again, just kind of looking at the two sides, Vermilion, they won their final 4 games of the regular season, and I think a key to victory for them today, simply put, it'll be contain Brooke Riley, right? Lake's leading scorer at 17.5 points per game. They really run through her. She's 5'10", so she'll be a lot to handle. Certainly, I'm sure Morgan Frank will draw that assignment defensively. So I think for Vermilion, you got to find a way to contain her, knock down some perimeter shots, and make your free throws. That's something that's bitten Vermilion a couple of times this season. And for Millbury Lake, I think the key for them is help Brooke Riley, right? Get some other scorers in that scoring department. Have a couple of other girls see that ball go through the hoop and handle Vermilion's pressure. It will be Morgan Frank in the center circle for Vermilion, against, I believe, that is Abrina Morales for Millbury Lake. It's out of bounds off the tip. It'll be Lake basketball. Again, a Division IV Region 14 sectional final here this afternoon. Handling right now, it is Brooke Riley. She hands it off to the freshman Paige Allen. She'll reverse it over to Gabby Moreno, the sophomore forward. Right back to Paige Allen, the freshman stop and pop from the left elbow, missed it over everything off the backboard. Rebound secured by Vermilion. Here they go, working quickly. Outlet pass up ahead to Alvarado. She'll elevate, middle of the lane. No, missed it off the iron. One and done for the Sailors as Lake corrals the defensive rebound. And right away, you see some full court pressure applied for Vermilion. We knew that would be coming. That was certainly a concern for Lake High School head coach Joe Nowak that he mentioned in the pregame show, noting how many turnovers Vermilion can force on a night-in, night-out basis. How would his young Flyers handle the pressure? We'll find out here early and often. Inside to Brooke Riley. Missed it once, got it back, missed it again, but she's fouled. And Brooke Riley, will have 2 free throws coming here for the Flyers.
Yeah, you see that Vermilion intensity on defense, as you mentioned, with the press, and maybe a little over-aggressive there inside as far as trying to battle that for that third rebound in that situation. But, I think you get that with a team that, maybe doesn't have the depth that you would think that you would have to have at this point in the year, where Doug Mahalik's girls are going to have to just go red line the entire game. And we'll see what they have.
Brooke Riley splits the pair, missing the front end, converting on the second, so it's 1-0 Flyers. Lake scores first here this afternoon. Winner is on to Fostoria, where they will take on the winner of Upper Sandusky and Bellevue. As a turnover here, Lake with the transition opportunity the other way. Riley inside, lefty finish is good. So Brooke Riley with 3, and the lead is 3-0.
Played that passing lane really well that time in order to force that turnover just a little bit too far out, and the long arms were able to get that one and deflect it.
So Vermilion looking to get comfortable here offensively. About 1:30 into this ball game. Working it patiently around the perimeter here. Frank fires a pass to Alvarado. Corner 3 is up. Excuse me, and an air ball over everything long. You have to pardon me throughout this day. Still coming back from a bit of a cough this week that I had. And let me get a foul in the backcourt here, about 80 feet away from the basket. And that will be on Jaslyn Rail. And that's concerning for Coach Mahalik early. That's her second. She'll have to take a quick seat, as it'll be Maggie Faulkner, the freshman, checking in for the aforementioned Rail.
We talked about maybe some lack of depth overall for this Sailors ball club, and we'll see right now as Faulkner is thrown into the fire very early in this contest.
And you can see Vermilion, they're just not guarding the inbounder here. They're doing everything they can try to do to take away an easy access pass to Brooke Riley. So we'll see how Lake's able to adjust. But so far, so good in terms of the Flyers handling the full court pressure, but right on cue, a turnover. Morgan Frank has it the other way. Frank, a lot of contact inside, no call. Missed the layup. Rebound goes to the Flyers. Officials must have thought Frank really initiated that contact there. Good interior defense there for Lake. So here comes Brooke Riley, greeted by the Sailor defender. Corner pocket 3 ball is up. That one missed by Rowan Brassy, who got the nod today in the starting lineup over Cadence Eckenrode, the senior. She missed that 3 ball there, did Brassy. And now we got a foul the other way as Morgan Frank was looking to drive left of the lane, and we have a foul against the Flyers. And that one goes on Brooke Riley. That's her first. As Cadence Eckenrode quickly checks in, she'll replace the freshman Paige Allen. Very impressive freshman this season for Millbury Lake, the freshman Paige Allen, 6.7 points per game. And another substitution here, as it'll be McKinley Johnston, the junior for Lake, checking in. She will replace Gabby Moreno. So Morgan Frank gets it on the inbound, reverses it right side to Jocelyn Alvarado. Lake in a, 3-2 zone it looks like, Jared. You don't see that terribly often. but certainly something that Coach Nowak feels comfortable going to here early in this one. Of course, we don't really see Millbury Lake at all throughout the course of the season, so everything they do might look new to us. Frank tees up a 3-ball, missed that one long and strong over everything. Offensive rebound to Gebhardt, out to Alvarado. She thought about the 3, puts her head down instead, inside, layup good, count it, and the foul.
Sailors needed that one. They got it. They went to Alvarado, who has really been the recipe for their success throughout the season, and especially when you need to get on the board, having 3 minutes of this game already expired. Sailors needed it.
Cadence Eckenrode picks up the foul with Alvarado, a chance for one more here at the charity stripe, and it's good. So Alvarado squares us up at 3 with 4:50 left to play here in this first quarter. Again, winner on to the district semis. Awaiting Upper Sandusky or Bellevue. Brooke Riley handling this full court pressure here of Abby Gowrie. Now Alvarado switches out onto her. Riley still with the basketball, floats it up with the right hand. Good, my goodness. Brooke Riley with a do-it-all-myself possession right there, and she converts on the inside. Flyers back up by 2. It's 5-3. Gowrie fires a 3-ball. That one missed right of the iron. Rebound to Brooke Riley. Came down to her knees. No travel call. Now she'll get it back from a teammate as Frank gambled in the backcourt. Now Flyers with numbers the other way. Let's see if they can capitalize. On the far side is Cadence Eckenrode. Eckenrode skipping through the lane. Errant pass nearly intercepted by Morgan Frank. It'll stay, though, with the Flyers off of Frank's hands out of bounds.
And how about Frank to get kind of caught cheating over there and still get back and be able to affect that play on the defensive end? Great hustle.
This is a well-conditioned Vermilion team. They like to pressure you all afternoon long, or all game long, rather, and they'll keep that up. And Riley inside has a chance for 2 more free throws here. She missed that one, but was fouled in the process. And let's see who that one goes on. It will be Maggie Faulkner. That'll be her first personal, 3rd team foul.
Coach Nowak and company, I think the message is clear. Attack that middle.
Riley good on that first free throw, so right now it's Brooke Riley 6, Vermilion 3. Riley second free throw coming. That one's good. Again, she averages 17.5 points a contest, and I think for Lake, they might need all of that and more here this afternoon if they hope to pull off the quote-unquote upset. But again, when you have a 5 and a 6 seed, it's really hard to call it a true upset. These teams pretty evenly matched when you took a look at the stats and everything on paper. So how can Vermilion respond? Down 4 here in the early stages of this contest. 3.5 left to go in this first quarter. Frank with the basketball up top, showing some patience against the zone. Alvarado charges inside. Righty layup, no, but Riley picks up the foul. And Jared, that'll be the second on Brooke Riley.
Well, turnabout's fair play. You want to attack back, and yeah, you get Riley into that foul trouble territory with 3:30 left to play here in the first period. Again, you're talking about 100% of their offense. It's probably going to have to sit the rest of this quarter and well into the next.
I think maybe that's part of the conversation between Coach Nowak and the officials right now, as Alvarado missed that first free throw. We do get a sub for Lake, but it's not for Wiley. Instead, it'll be Paige Allen checking back into the game. She replaces Rowan Brasi. One more free throw for Alvarado is good as she splits the pair. So Alvarado with all 4 of Vermilion's points here in the early going, and it's still 7-4 Flyers. Now a little full court zone pressure here by Vermilion. They nearly forced the turnover. Well, let's see if they do. We got a loose ball on the floor. It's tied up, and it is a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to the ladies in white as Vermilion gets it back.
Speaking of that uniform combination, I've just actually figured out who these guys are when we're talking about Lake. This is the Villanova color scheme that we're looking at here.
Yes, it is. And I do like the Villanova color scheme. Haven't seen them have that same kind of success in the men's college basketball rankings as we are used to seeing over the years. 3-ball on the way is good for Vermilion. Abby Gowrie splashes home her first trifecta of the afternoon, and we're tied at 7.
Somebody to help out Alvarado. A little physical there.
As that is on Gowrie, the foul. A little handsy with Brooke Wiley trying to charge up that far sideline. So Gowrie, it'll be her first 4th team foul already here on Vermilion. So free throws the rest of this opening stanza for the Flyers.
Almost sold it with that bat pedal, though.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Wiley gets by Morgan Frank. Wiley charging inside. Contact, floater, no, and a block, rather, will go against Emma Gebhardt. She can't believe it. And Brooke Wiley's going to have 2 more free throws coming her way. As Gebhardt, I don't know, Jared, tough call, maybe just a little late sliding over to get in front, but picks up the block nonetheless.
Sometimes when it's a player of the caliber of Wiley, you're able to maybe say the rotation didn't get there in time. Misses on the free throw.
And Wiley already, you can tell, just so good at creating that contact, finding those creases and crevices in the defense, able to really attack and penetrate as she splits the pair there. So Wiley with 8 points, all of them right now, and now she will finally get a breather with 2:42 left to go here in this first quarter. It will be Gabby Moreno back into the game for the Flyers.
Doug Mahalik's going to have to figure out a way to come up with how you want to finish this quarter, being in foul trouble in terms of the team fouls, but with Wiley going to the bench, that might simplify things a bit.
A busy and active whistle here early, no question. Gallery misses the mid-range pull-up, no good. Rebound saved out of bounds by Lake, and now the Flyers have numbers the other way. Paige Allen, the freshman, charging center of the lane. Kicks it now left side of the floor to Cadence Eckenrode. She's fouled on the way up, and Eckenrode with 2 free throws.
I think that the very robust and packed in Vermilion crowd in front of us is maybe asking where this crew emanated from.
Yeah. Maggie Faulkner picks up her second personal.
Where did they make the trip from earlier today?
Splitting the pair there is Cadence Eckenrode, so somebody not Brooke Wiley finally into the scoring department for the Flyers. And again, I do beg your pardon with this cough. That has just been nasty since the wrap-up show here this morning. Rob did give me a couple of cough drops that I downed on the way over here, but clearly that has done me little to no favors.
The expiration date of those cough drops was 1996.
I appreciate Rob's hospitality nonetheless. 3 ball is up, in and out, no good for Gowrie. Rebound secured by Gabby Moreno. Now she gets tied up with it on the baseline. It's a jump ball. Possession error will keep it, though, with the Flyers. 9-7 our score. Millbury Lake in front of Vermilion here in this Division IV girls sectional final. And Vermilion right into that full court pressure here, and Alvarado picked the pocket of Paige Allen. Nice steal there by Alvarado. Over to Frank, lefty layup, no. But she was hacked on the way up, and Morgan Frank has a pair coming her way right here as that foul will go against Abrina Morales, the sophomore forward for Millbury Lake. That'll be her first personal, 4th team foul.
If they can convert here, the Lady Sailors are doing a nice job here of taking advantage of the couple of turnovers that they've produced so far if points come here at the stripe.
First free throw for Morgan Frank is up and in.
Rocco, you and Rob did a great job in the wrap-up this morning. I know we like to, give it to Rob sometimes, but he's really good. He is for a cup of coffee or cough drops, things like that. Stuff that grandparents excel at. That's what Rob really, that's where he does his best work.
I'll see if I get a Charleston Chew from him at some point here today, as a turnover there gives it right back to Vermilion.
That's the 4 o'clock Sunday special, I think. You get ready for that 60-minute zone. He gets the Charleston Chew out. Yeah, Werther's maybe.
Werther's at. Took it right out of my mouth there, Jared. Tied at 9 with 90 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter, and what's been a fun and entertaining first quarter, albeit with an active whistle, I'll say again, Jared. Already 9 team fouls between the two sides. Gowrie finds herself open for 3 again. That one no good. Offensive rebound taken away by Jocelyn Alvarado, and then Paige Allen picked her pocket right back. It was Alvarado having a steal against Allen. Allen gets the payback and the layup on the other end. Flyers back up a deuce. Impressive play from the freshman from Millbury Lake High School. She re-gives her team the lead. 11-9, Flyers over the Sailors. 55 seconds and counting left to play here in this first quarter. Abby Gowrie with the basketball up top. And you wonder here if Coach Mahalik's team opts to take for the final shot. Gebhardt charging inside. She got bumped and flipped it up at the rim, no good. But she has 2 free throws coming her way. As that one is on. Let's see the number he held up there. It was 12, Gabby Moreno. So Moreno picks up her first, 5th team foul. And so Gebhardt has 2 free throws coming her way.
Both teams in the penalty now, the remaining 44 seconds.
Gebhardt's first free throw is good. As Cassie Caffarel checks in for Vermilion. Brooke Wiley and Rowan Brossi back into the ballgame for Lake. 44 seconds left in this first quarter.
Great move by Coach Nowak to get his big gun back in the game here, play some offense now.
As Gebhardt missed that second free throw, rebound secured by Maddie Sterling for the Flyers. fresh into the ball game for the first time. Now they find it into the hands of Brooke Wiley. Wiley working against Morgan Frank. May have been a block, may have been in charge. Instead, it's nothing. Wiley, nice shovel pass inside, but her teammate missed it. Sterling missed the easy bunny inside. The freshman couldn't finish. And now Vermilion a chance to steal the lead here at the end of this first quarter. Alvarado taking her time out near that volleyball line. Swings it left side to Morgan Frank. We're down to 12 seconds now in this first quarter. Frank wheels it back up top at the zone. Swings it to Alvarado, corner three, no, off the back iron. Frank there for the rebound. First attempt to put it back, no. Now the turnaround, Jimmy, that one's no good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Woo! Our score after one, it is Millbury Lake 11, Vermilion 10. We'll be back with second quarter action after this here on the WEOL.com game of the weekend and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
Nick Abraham Elyria Ford is proud to once again be a part of the Cleveland Auto Show, running February 20th through March 1st at the IX Center. Check out the latest models, explore new technology, and find the perfect ride that suits your lifestyle. Love what you see at the show? Head over to Nick Abraham Elyria Ford for special deals you don't want to miss. From the show floor to the showroom, your next ride awaits at Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Second quarter action on deck here at Vermilion. Sailors trail the Flyers of Millbury Lake 11-10. Rocco Nucci, Jared Kozar, Gary Pelter all here with you this afternoon. Some more tidbits for you here on Millbury Lake. They're 12 wins this season. Their most, Jared, since the 21-22 campaign. And how about this for Coach Nowak? How fun is this? He's got 3 young boys, all team managers for the program. Jaden, who's 14 and in 8th grade. He'll be a freshman at the high school next year. Oliver, who's 11, and Ellis, who is 9. So you got 4 Nowaks all in that coaching / managing staff for the Lake Flyers. Really a family affair, which is similar to what we see often here in Lorain County as well.
And I think you see his youngest right on the bench there running around with him during that timeout. So, yeah, pretty cool story there, I would have to agree.
So here we go, Vermilion with the ball to start this second quarter. Sailors trail by a point right now. Alvarado, their leading scorer, with 4. Brooke Wiley for Lake leads all scorers in the game so far. She has 8. So we'll see if the Sailors exercise some more patience here against the zone defensive look for Lake, as they'll work it nicely around the perimeter here, just kind of playing some keep away, but they turn it over. An errant pass inside is intercepted by Brooke Wiley. Wiley at 5'10", deceptively long. She's got some long arms on her as well. 3 ball on the way for the Flyers. That one off the rubber rim, no good. And what do we got here? A jump ball on the rebound. Possession arrow will keep it with the Flyers, as Rowan Brossi, the senior guard, unable to convert on that 3-point attempt, but nice hustle inside by her teammates to keep the possession alive. They'll get it into Brooke Wiley. She works off a Paige Allen screen. Wiley on the baseline, got cut off, had to kick it back out to Paige Allen, who will reset the offense up top. She's met by Gowrie. She swings it right side now to Broen Rossi. They try to get it inside, and it somehow finds its way through. Now it's Paige Allen in the corner for 3, and she got it. Paige Allen cashes the first 3 ball of the afternoon for Millbury Lake, and their lead balloons to 4. It's 14-10. A lot of contact there. Paige Allen and Abby Gowrie getting locked up, and now they do get Allen on the reach. Yes, I thought that one was a pretty easy call. She had a lot of arm, not so much ball there, did Paige Allen, so she gets the personal foul call on her. As a substitution here, it's Sophia Schaefer for Vermilion checking back in. She will replace Cassie Caffarel.
But some cause for concern is it took a little longer than I thought for that call to come. And on the other side, Doug Mahalik thought his group played well enough defensively to shut down a possession over there before that 3 ball was made.
Millbury Lake transition opportunity the other way. Nice pass by Wiley inside to Maddie Sterling. This time the freshman finishes. And just like that, Millbury Lake with their largest lead of the afternoon. They're up 6, 16-10. Gowrie fires a pass inside, and a foul here on the entry pass. And let's see if that's Brooke Wiley. That would be her 3rd, and I think it is. No, I'm sorry. It's Maddie Sterling who picks it up. Hard to tell the numbers on the official's hands there. So Maddie Sterling, the freshman, picks up her 1st personal. 2nd team foul here in this quarter for Lake. So Vermilion will go back to work on offense here. Alvarado tees up a healthy-looking 3-ball. That one long and strong. Frank there on the offensive glass. Puts it back up and in. 2 more for Morgan Frank. She's got 4. That's her first field goal of the afternoon so far, Jared. And Vermilion's back within 4. Rossi tries another 3-ball. That one no good. She's yet to convert one here today. Has certainly put up a couple, but unable to see one go through. And yet Frank dragged that pivot foot, trying to come to a jump stop. So the travel means a turnover and give it back to the Flyers.
And it was an easy call. The 4th turnover for Vermilion here in this first half. So, something I think they pride themselves on is creating turnovers. They're actually, committing a few unforced.
Brooke Wiley inside, looking for a teammate in the corner. That was Maddie Sterling. That one goes out of bounds.
I'm going to give us credit there. We generated that turnover. We started talking about it, and it happened.
There you go. So the Sailors get it back. They trail by 4. 5:45 left to play here in this second quarter, first half. As Abby Gowrie has it left side of the floor, reverses it back up top to Emma Gebhardt. Lake staying in this 3-2 zone look, although maybe more of a matchup zone now that I'm looking at it a little bit. As they're doing a good job of passing offensive players through that zone and matching up accordingly. Gowrie charging inside. Nice righty layup and the finish. Abby Gowrie says, forget this passing around the perimeter. I'm just going to take it in myself and put it off the glass for 2. She does just that. Her team back within 2. It's 16-14. Paige Allen, the freshman, the other way, gets the friendly roll on the layup. Allen now with 7 points in this first half. It's 18-14 Lake. We talked about it. Someone's got to find a way to help out Brooke Wiley a little bit in the scoring department, and Paige Allen doing her best to do just that. Wiley's still their leading scorer right now with 8 points, but Allen right on her tail with 7. Gebhardt with the ball up top. Swings it to Frank. Now Gebhardt gets it right back. Gebhardt fires a pass to Alvarado in the corner. Alvarado driving baseline, dribbled it off her knee. Gowrie, though, there to save it. Allen quickly ties her up and forces the jump ball. Possession arrow, though, will keep it with Vermilion. As we get some substitutions here for each side. Maggie Faulkner, the freshman, in for Vermilion. And Caden Seckenroad will check in for Millbury Lake. And Doug Mahalik will ask for a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. Why don't we sneak in a quick breather? Go ahead, Jared. Here's our upcoming games here. Looking ahead to next week, obviously the first game on that graphic is today right now. Millbury Lake and Vermilion doing battle in this sectional final. On Tuesday, not sure where we'll be. I know tentatively the plan was to maybe be at Keystone. Obviously, they got to take care of business against Canton South tonight, as Rocky Houston told us on this morning's Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show. But we know for sure Wednesday we'll be over at Lakewood as the Rangers play host to the Avon Eagles in a rematch from a game earlier in the regular season. We talked to Coach Adam Castrilla of Avon about that one earlier this morning. That'll certainly be a good one over at Lakewood next Wednesday. I'll have the call for you guys along with Dave Rydell and Zach Sprague.
Boy, it sounds like Adam Castrilla is healthy at the right time and pretty excited about his situation going into play on Wednesday evening.
Well, he wasn't trying to put all kinds of pressure on Elena Pagan,
no.
But that was the big piece that was
right.
missing for a lot of this season. And I know the first time they met up with Lakewood, she did play, but she was still on a minutes restriction. And so that's something that won't hinder her this time around. And you said it. I mean, Coach Castrilla very confident his girls are playing their best brand of basketball. And, well, no better time to be playing your best basketball than here in the month of February. After the timeout, Vermilion with possession. They trail by 4 halfway through this second quarter. 18-14 is the Millbury Lake Flyer lead. Emma Gebhardt off the pass from Frank, charges inside. Righty layup somehow goes down. Wow, nice take there by Emma Gebhardt. Just muscled her way inside and finished at the cup for 2 more. Sailors back within a deuce. Wiley got herself in trouble. Gebhardt there for the interception, and Paige Allen commits the foul. That'll be her second.
Big time turnover here, and this is a nice run for Vermilion. They're looking at being able to possibly tie this ball game or take the lead on this possession. And, they've just chipped away at it. It hasn't been a series or an avalanche of things that have happened. There hasn't been a big run, but it's just, they've been a lot more patient here in the second quarter.
So after the timeout, or not after the timeout, rather after the inbound, Vermilion with it. Down by 2, chance to recapture the lead here. Morgan Frank handles up top, working against this zone for Millbury Lake. Again, pretty sure that's a matchup zone, the way they're playing this 3-2 look right now. And I'll tell you what, it certainly kind of kept Vermilion out of rhythm, certainly kept them from playing a up and down style of play so far. Alvarado handles up top, now she'll reset as Coach Doug Mahalik barks out instructions from the sideline. They'll really back the offense up here out near that volleyball line. Ooh, bit of a risky cross-court pass there. Fortunately for the Sailors, found its way to Alvarado. Under 3 minutes left now to play here in the second quarter. And patient offensive approach here for Vermilion right now, trying to take care of that basketball, not wanting to turn it over. That was what killed them last year in the postseason in a sectional loss against Perkins, where they turned it over 47 times, Jared. Something I had briefly talked about with Coach Mahalik when we sat down for our pregame interview, and yeah, safe to say that was something in the back of his mind throughout his week of preparation.
That number's been nullified so far today with 2:45 left. The 4 turnovers here in the first half. Still probably a number they're not comfortable with.
Alvarado on the drive, kicks it to the corner, 3-ball up, no good. Gebhardt's putback is no good, and bodies on the floor. Wiley thought she had it, thought she got fouled. Alvarado comes away with it. She can't find the bottom of the net, and finally Paige Allen comes away with it for Lake. Frank, good hustle. Transition defense, pokes it from behind. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Flyers. But a good job by Morgan Frank to limit any kind of transition opportunity there.
We've referenced her athleticism a couple of times, and it's on display again right there. Length on Frank as well. She's got long arms.
Yeah, I've seen her. This is the third time I've seen Vermilion this season. She gets better every time I see her. Inside, Wiley, the layup no good. Abby Gowrie wants a travel call, but instead she's going to pick up a foul call, I believe.
Yeah.
Or did they say?
That's a foul.
No, they'll say it's on Alvarado, which I thought if anyone that was going to be on Gowrie, but nonetheless it's on Alvarado. That's her first personal, as Wiley with 2 free throws here, bounces around and in. So Wiley had 8 in that first quarter, was scoreless here in the second until then. So she's got 9 points now, as Alvarado will take a seat along with Emma Gebhardt. A couple of substitutions here for Vermilion. Wiley with her team up 3, make it 4 now as she converts on both free throws. And now a timeout called by, I believe, Lake. Yes, it is. It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside and take a quick breather ourselves. 2:22 left to play here in this first half. Our score, Millbury Lake 20, Vermilion 16. We're right back after this.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Vermilion basketball after the timeout. They trail by 4 with 2:22 left to play in this second quarter. We'll have to try to figure that out. Sorry, a couple of technical complications here on our end. Apparently, I'm being told from home, but everything seems all right on our end. So after the turnover.
Wonder if it's the stream only.
Could be, could be. Flyers with the basketball now after the turnover. 3-ball is up from Abrina Morales. That one no good, and it's rebounded by the Sailors. 20-16 our score with $1:40 left to play here in this first half. Errant layup missed by Gowrie inside. Rebound secured by Brooke Wiley, falling out of bounds. Tries to save it to a teammate, and she does. Nice play there by Brooke Wiley. Now she's got to try to get back on offense to help out her team. Paige Allen, the freshman with the basketball, hounded by Abby Gowrie right now. Steps into a healthy 3-ball, left it short, bounces up over the wiring, and that'll be out of bounds. Goes back to Vermilion as Alvarado returns for the Sailors.
Lake playing with a little bit of too much steam there, I think. Didn't necessarily need that 3 in that possession at that time, but Sailors maybe can take advantage here on this possession with just over a minute left to play here in the first half.
3-ball up from Abby Gowrie, it's good! So Gowrie hit one in the first quarter, now she's got one in the second, and the Sailors are back within a point, 20-19. 60 seconds left to play here in this first half. Brooke Wiley off the give and go, inside, contact inside, and she's fouled. And Brooke Wiley has 2 more free throws coming her way as Maggie Faulkner, the freshman, will pick up her 3rd personal on the block.
Number 32, Maggie Faulkner, her 3rd. 2 seconds.
So I think our situation that we're running into, and folks bear with us, it's just our streaming app, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there with that. So we'll see what we can do.
No color metaphors during those breaks, Rocco. That's the good thing for us. We're straight shooting.
That we are. Brooke Wiley splits the pair there. So she's got 3 free throws, no field goals here this quarter. Her team with a 2-point lead, 45 seconds left to play here in this first half. Morgan Frank with the basketball. Gave it to Alvarado, got it right back. Now it's right back into the hands of Alvarado, right side of the floor. She'll wheel it back up top near the volleyball line to reset. 30 seconds left to play here in this first half. Alvarado with it. Hands it off to Abby Gowry. Gowry charging inside, had it poked away. Paige Allen there to get it, but she lost it. Back to Alvarado. Her righty layup no good. Fans want a foul call, and instead it's a jump ball on the rebound. Possession arrow will give it to Millbury Lake. And I'll tell you what, Jared, you're going to have some very unhappy Sailor fans here, I think, throughout the duration of halftime. There's been a lot of contact that they've let go, but there's a lot of foul calls here as well. Certainly back in that first quarter, not as many here in the second, but
Tell you what, we're not familiar with these gentlemen. Pelt and I did see them come in the building, all out of the same vehicle, so they may want to get to that one quickly, regardless of the outcome.
Potentially. Brina Morales with it in the front court, breaking that pressure. We're down to 5 seconds. Open 3 ball on the way from Caden Second-Road. It's an air ball over everything. Morales there for the rebound. Back to Brooke Wiley. Doesn't see the clock expiring, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Well, our score after 16 minutes of play here at Vermilion, Sailors down a pair. It's 21-19 Flyers in front of Vermilion here in this Division 4 Region 14 sectional final. Well, during the timeout, we will gather our individual and team stats. Not really sure if we'll have any scorers from out of town at this portion of the day. We certainly know we got some nighttime games that we'll be keeping an eye on later this evening, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can figure out whatever technical issues we're dealing with right now. That and more after this timeout. Again, our score here at the break, it's Millbury Lake 21, Vermilion 19. We're back after this.
It's the biggest show of the year, the Cleveland Auto Show, running February 20th through March 1st at the IX Center. Nick Abraham Buick GMC is once again proud to be a part of the event, so you can see their latest lineup packed with style, performance, and innovation. Take the drive to their Elyria showroom, where special auto show deals are waiting for you. From the auto show to your driveway, get your next vehicle at Nick Abraham Buick GMC, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Looking for the perfect place to host your next unforgettable event? From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and celebrations of life, Germans Villa is proud to be the #1 event center on the North Coast. Join us at Germans on Saturday, March 21st for a night of non-stop hits with the ABBA Tribute Band. Great music, great atmosphere, and great memories. To reserve your spot for the ABBA Tribute Band, give us a call at 440-967-1170. Germans Villa, the premier banquet center of the North Coast. Looking for the best Friday fish fry around? Every Friday of the year, and especially during Lent, stop by North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for lunch or dinner. Enjoy delicious perch, cod, catfish, pierogies, and cabbage and noodles made fresh and ready to go. Planning a party? Convenient has you covered with deli trays, hearty trays, and a full-service meat department with expert butchers on hand to help with any purchase. Visit Convenient at Center Ridge and Barton Roads in North Ridgeville. Open 7 days a week. And good luck to all of our area teams in the tournaments.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org. or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Halftime here at Vermilion in this girls Division 4 Region 14 sectional final. Sailors trail the Flyers of Millbury Lake 21-19, and I do think we officially have our technical, well, quote-unquote difficulties figured out. Not so much difficulties, only that if you are listening on the audio stream, right, stream 1 on the app or online, basically if you're not watching on YouTube, you're going to have the background noise throughout the duration of our commercials. Not a whole lot we can do about that, but if you're tuning in on YouTube, that is no problem, nothing that you guys have to worry about, which is why we encourage you to do that. But anyway, here at Vermilion, again, a 2-point deficit for the Sailors. 21-19 is our score. Rakanushi, Jared Kozar, Gary Pelter, all here with you on this Saturday afternoon. We hope your weekend is going fantastic so far. We got things rolling this morning with the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up show. Rob Polinsky and myself had that one live from the Chronicle Telegram. Really good show. Got to preview some of the upcoming girls tournament action, talked some boys tournament preview as some of the brackets are already out for Divisions 3 through 6. We don't have any Division 7 schools in our coverage area, but Divisions 1 and 2 doing their tournament draw tomorrow. So, for example, Brett Larrick and his Elyria Pioneers will finally figure out their tournament fate tomorrow afternoon into the early stages of the evening. But let's take a look at some of the individual scoring numbers. First, for the Millbury Lake Flyers, again, their head coach Joe Nowak in his 11th season. Good game plan from them thus far, and a good effort from a couple of individuals, namely Brooke Wiley. She enters halftime with 11 points, 8 of those coming in the first. Didn't have a field goal drop in that second quarter, Jared, but still a very effective first half all around for junior guard Brooke Wiley. She averages 17.5 per game coming into this one, and she's over halfway there already with 11 in that first half. Paige Allen, a really impressive first half from the freshman guard as well. She finished that first half with 7, which is already over her nightly scoring average of 6.7 per contest. Maddie Sterling had 2 points off the bench. Cadence Eckenrode had a free throw off the bench as well for Millbury Lake. So again, 21 total points in that first half for the Flyers, who are the 6th seed here in this bracket. For the Sailors of Vermilion, a little bit more balanced in terms of what they got overall in the scoring department. Abby Gowrie leads the way right now for them. She has 8, including a pair of 3 balls. Jocelyn Alvarado has 4, as does Morgan Frank. Emma Gebhardt has 3. So again, some more balanced scoring for Vermilion. But Jared, certainly a defensive battle right now between these two sides. It's a physical game, which has led to some calls that the fans like, some calls that the fans don't like here at Vermilion, which I should also note, you said it during the pregame while we were still off air, really good crowd here for a girls sectional final on a 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Not that you wouldn't expect a good crowd here at a Vermilion sporting event, but nice to see the fans show up in decent numbers here today.
Yeah, great crowd. Some groaning about some of the way that's been called so far. And, even across from us, it's a pretty long ride, I would expect, from northwest Ohio, where they're situated at out there in Lake. At least that's the territory I'm going to give them. And they made a trip as well. So when you think about your first round matchup and what that brings with it, yeah, I think it's a nice crowd, especially directly in front of us here on the Vermilion Sailors side. Team-wise, when we look at that first half and break it down, for Vermilion trailing 2 here at the intermission. The Sailors 6 of 23 from the field, just 26% on the afternoon to this point. 5 of 7 at the line, 71% there. 11 rebounds, 4 turnovers for the Sailors in the first half. They were 2 of 10 from distance in the first 16 minutes of play. For Lake, who has that sparse 2-point lead here at the intermission, 21-19. They were 6 of 16 from the field. Not a whole lot of shot attempts, so they shot nearly 40%. 8 of 12 at the line. They went there a lot. Now, some of those were in the first quarter where the Sailors found themselves in trouble pretty early from a team foul standpoint. But, yeah, they were able to convert on 8 of 12 from the line, 12 boards, and 4 turnovers in that first half of play. We do have a tournament basketball score to bring you along. Girls side, Beechwood takes out Brookside 56-53 in a game that I think was pretty close for the
Wow.
Cardinals. A lot of people maybe thought that was going to be a wider margin of victory, but 56-53, the Lady Cards see their season come to a close. Clearview defeated earlier today soundly by Norwayne in girls tournament basketball action as well.
Appreciate that, Jared. Beechwood is in our old Independence Blue Devil conference, the CVC, for those who aren't aware. I feel like I've said it ad nauseum this morning. I said it a couple times on the wrap-up show. I do some girls basketball coaching over at Independence with the Lady Blue Devils. We see Beechwood twice this season, got the best of them both times this season. So I thought on paper, because we scrimmaged Brookside, gave us a good fight. Our games with Beechwood were certainly close and competitive, so I figured that may be a good one, and it certainly seemed to have lived up to that. But unfortunately for the Lady Cardinals of Brookside, their season comes to a close. Well, I mentioned this one today between Vermilion and Millbury Lake. They await the winner of Bellevue and Upper Sandusky, and that one kind of going as one might figure it would go on paper. Bellevue the 1 seed, Upper Sandusky the 8. At halftime, it is 40-12. Bellevue all over Upper Sandusky, so certainly seems that whoever wins this one here this afternoon, they'll be heading not to Bellevue, but to Fostoria, rather, the site for what would be the district semifinal here in the Northwest 2 bracket. Again, Bellevue looks certainly on their way to punching their ticket there. Vermilion hoping to do the same here. And how about this right here? A couple of coaching legends.
Like
Kurt Habermill trailed only by Brett Colahan walking the baseline in front of us. That's nice to see them both in attendance here this afternoon, isn't it?
Tough and tumble wrestling tag team right there of Habermill and Colahan. When you see those guys coming, they use that tactic of like one guy distracts the ref while the other guy, wraps somebody up in the turnbuckle, gets him from behind with a foreign object. That's what those guys are good for, man. And they're gonna hit the halls right now.
Look at them lurking around down there.
Right. Yeah, they're probably gonna do some damage. That's what they did. It was a great conversation you guys had with Kurt this morning on the wrap-up show. Again, we talked a little bit about it earlier. That kind of shared his feelings on some of the things that happen out this direction in terms of the SBC, and just really from a Lorain County standpoint, not everybody's familiar with the directions that conference and the way the league breakdown goes, and it is a different animal tournament-wise in the draw out this direction than what we see.
Well, and I think Rob had alluded to it. I don't know if he said it on air while we were in a commercial break or what, but it's one of those where you just kind of wish it was more consistent, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem to be a legitimate reason. Why does the Northwest do it so much differently than the area we're a little more concerned with in the Northeast? Obviously, we follow Vermilion in the Northwest, but yeah, it is just interesting. You'd certainly hope for some more consistency. I think a lot of coaches tend to agree with that take, but hey, it is what it is, at least for now, right?
I would guess so, and no better person to break it down, at least from an earnest standpoint, than Kurt Habermill.
He'll keep it candid, and he'll also keep it PG for us on the wrap-up show, which we certainly appreciate.
Hey, he's doing really well with the tech this year. That was his big concern.
Yeah.
I think Kurt's 3 for 3 on connection.
He's money, man.
Yeah, I like it.
He is absolute money. So here we go, start of the second half. It'll be Vermilion basketball. Sailors down a deuce, 21-19, as they got to find a way to generate some offense here in the second half. Nice step through by Morgan Frank. Everything but the bucket as she missed it. Got her own miss, though. Now finds Emma Gebhardt. Gebhardt charges in with the right hand. Her scoop shot, no, off the iron. Rebound secured by the Flyers. Freshman guard Paige Allen, outlet pass up ahead to her teammate. It was in and out of the hands of Brasi, but she's able to save it from going out of bounds. They'll reverse it now back to Paige Allen. Healthy 3 from the right wing. That one's no good. Rebound fought for and corralled eventually by the Sailors. No numbers in transition here. Doesn't matter, though, as that was Jaslyn Rail charging inside. Ball out of bounds, last touched by Lake, so it'll be Sailor basketball.
I think they might have heard us, and I think they're up here. I think
asking you shall
I think
receive.
they're looking for blood up here.
Here he is behind us. Habermill making his way up top. Top rope, some might say, as there's a bucket for Vermilion. That was Morgan Frank. 2 more for her. Her first field goal of this second half. And we're tied at 21. The other way, Brooke Wiley answers. Her first field goal since the first quarter. Back and forth we go. Flyers back up by a pair. Jaslyn Rail with it, reverses it to Gowrie. She tries a 3-ball. She hit 2 in that first half. Airballed that one short there. Rebound off the fingertips of Jocelyn Alvarado. So possession goes to Joe Nowak's Flyers. And here we go, full court pressure applied by Jocelyn Alvarado right in the face of Brooke Wiley. That's a true face guard right there. Alvarado not letting Brooke Wiley breathe over there. How about Morgan Frank, the job she's doing on Paige Allen? She forces the turnover as Abby Gowrie comes away with it. Numbers in transition for the Sailors. 0 step by Gowrie inside. No, but she's fouled. And I believe, if I'm reading the body language correctly, it'll be Abrina Morales who picks it up, and it is. Morales picks up her second personal, first team foul against the Flyers here in this third quarter.
And just a minute and a half into this third quarter, you almost maybe get the theory that the message by Doug Mahalik in that locker room was, if this game's going to get called as tight as it is, just go out there and be harassing. Do that in the backcourt. Make them challenge every single pass and inbounds and everything that they're doing right now. And Gallery with a strong move there draws the contact. She's having a great game.
She absolutely is. Abby Gowrie I got her for 9 points.
They haven't put it up there yet.
They got her for 8 on the scoreboard right now. Does have one more free throw coming after making the first, and second one no good. A little too strong off that back iron, so she splits the pair. 23-22, Flyer lead down to 1, and a turnover here as Wiley throws it out of bounds. Joe Nowak imploring that ball was tipped, and the official's going to get some help from his cross-court partner there. That one was tipped. It was a light touch, if anything. Hard for us to see from all the way up here. Well, not that we're in the nosebleeds, but Morgan Frank gets a hand on the inbounds, but Wiley able to save the possession here for the Flyers. Wiley, a nice fake spin move there, charges inside. Righty floater is pure. Brooke Wiley. Boy, she can do it from all kinds of different levels offensively, can't she? Lead back up to 3 now for Millbury Lake. Alvarado with it, swings at the rail, then gets it right back. Looking for Frank inside. Instead, they swing it to Gowrie. Now Alvarado gets it back up top. Lake still in this matchup 3-2 zone. Alvarado settles for a long 2, and it's nothing but nylon. Wow, nice shot by Jocelyn Alvarado. Didn't really seem in rhythm. Didn't seem super comfortable taking that shot. But she sent it through, nothing but twine. Vermilion back within 1. Paige Allen, errant pass, intercepted by Morgan Frank. Frank just tries to get rid of it. Thought she was being pushed out of bounds. Instead, the officials say she was falling on her own, and she just threw it out of bounds. It'll go right back to the Flyers.
Yeah, momentum might have carried her a little bit, falling out of bounds. They trade turnovers. But, again, the length and athleticism of Frank is really starting to pay dividends here in a one-point game.
Yeah, her against Paige Allen is creating all kinds of fits right now for the Millbury Lake freshman point guard. Wiley with it one-on-one with Alvarado, kicks it inside, free throw line, jumper up, and it was blocked. Morales never got it to the rim. Outlet pass, Alvarado up ahead to Gowrie. Scoop layup, no, she missed it too strong. A rebound taken away by Paige Allen. So a golden opportunity there for Vermilion to try to retake the lead, and now an over and back as Allen dribbled it off her heel. It went back across that half-court line, so a turnover gives it back to Vermilion.
Rock Dog Lake had 4 turnovers in the entire first half. They've got 4 here in the opening 3 minutes of this third quarter. So, again, I don't know what went on in the locker room, but I think the emphasis was on defense and just get in their pocket.
Up the intensity, be suffocating, do what you can to force those turnovers. Nice play inside to Frank, and what an offensive foul will go against Emma Gebhardt, who tries to plead her case to the official. She can't believe it. Neither can head coach Doug Mahalik over there in the surrender cobra position with both hands over the head. But Emma Gebhardt instead will pick up that offensive foul call, her second personal, as we get some substitutions here for Millbury Lake. McKinley Johnston, the junior, back into the ball game for Coach Nowak.
Well, if anything, they were thinking there was contact on the shot. That foul had nothing to do with the outcome of it, but oh well.
Wiley's pass was tipped and then somehow found its way to Abrina Morales. They'll work it around to the corner. Eckenrode, the baseline drive, layup, no, but she's fouled, was Eckenrode. And Cadence is going to have 2 free throws here for her Flyers. As let's see who picks that one up. I think it was Gowrie. No, it's Emma Gebhardt. Again, tough for me to read the numbers off the official's hands there. So Gebhardt picks up 2 quick ones, and Eckenrode has a pair of free throws. First one is good. Eckenrode with 2 points now, both from the free throw line. Emma Gebhardt will take a seat, as I think that's Maggie Faulkner checking back into the game. It's either her or Cassie Caffarel. Second free throw from Eckenrode is good, and it is Caffarel, the sophomore, checking in for Vermilion. So she'll give Emma Gebhardt a breather as Gebhardt sits with those 3 fouls. And Vermilion trails by 3, 27-24, 4:35 and counting left to play here in this third quarter. Vermilion looking for some more offense here. Alvarado fires it to Caffarel in that corner. She reverses it all the way up top to Morgan Frank, who will reset the offense. Alvarado now comes up to get it. Alvarado works off a Morgan Frank screen, swings it left side to Jaslyn Rail. She launches for three. That one no good. Caffarel there for the offensive rebound. Up top to Alvarado now. Alvarado, two-handed push shot, no. Rebound fought for inside. Rail comes away with it. Her stick back no good. A lot of missed opportunities here for Vermilion this possession, and they'll still keep it alive. Gowrie fighting for it. Wiley comes out to get her, and now we got a foul on who? Wiley and Gowrie came together for it. And you're going to have one very unhappy fan base no matter who this foul call goes against. And I think it's Wiley who picks it up. And it is. So Brooke Wiley will pick up her third personal.
And I think she picked up a little bit of a knock on the noggin, maybe on the hardwood there. Shakes herself off. Good to see that she gets up, says she's okay, gives a nod to her coach. But that's a scary collision. But, hey, you know, it's tournament
playoff basketball.
Right?
Exactly. You love it as long as everybody's A-okay afterwards, but certainly like that kind of physicality when everything's on the line like it is today. Morgan Frank reverses to Alvarado, fires it inside to Gowrie. With it, Frank now to Rail. Three ball in the corner, that one no good. A rebound secured by Lake. Trying to find an outlet pass, and they do. It was Johnston, the junior, who came to get it. Paige Allen, the freshman, got herself in some trouble, and Joe Nowak, quick trigger there on the timeout. Probably a good one to save his freshman point guard from a potential timeout. It is a 30-second timeout, so why don't we sneak in a quick breather ourselves. 3:31 left to play here in this third quarter. It's Lake 27, Vermilion 24. We're right back after this message.
Nick Abraham Elyria Ford is proud to once again be a part of the Cleveland Auto Show, running February 20th through March 1st at the IX Center. Check out the latest models, explore new technology, and find the perfect ride that suits your lifestyle. Love what you see at the show? Head over to Nick Abraham Elyria Ford for special deals you don't want to miss. From the show floor to the showroom, your next ride awaits at Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria.
Well, after the timeout, it'll be Millbury Lake Flyer basketball. They hold a 3-point lead over Vermilion. Look at that, the more cowbell there on the video screens. You were complimentary of those video screens, my friend, and they put them to good use here at Vermilion.
They're really good. They're doing a great job. Pelt and I jammed out to the cowbell during the break.
I saw that. I elected not to join in.
You were on the drum. I saw it.
Yeah, all right. Inside, Paige Allen, righty layup is good. Nice little play design there by Coach Joe Nowak after the timeout to get 2 points for his Flyers, and they lead by 5 now, 29-24.
A really good timeout after that scrum and a reset. I think that was part of it, too.
Yep. Get your star, Brooke Wiley, a bit of a breather. She continues to fight hard on both sides of the basketball. Largest lead of the afternoon has been 6 for Millbury Lake. They got a 5-point edge right now as Vermilion, they've scuffled a bit here offensively in this third quarter. Morgan Frank with the basketball, skips it to Jaslyn Rail. Rail silent offensively so far in this one, but a chance to break that here as that baseline drive will result in 2 free throws, as that one should go against Abrina Morales, and it is. That'll be her third personal foul, third team foul. And now, again, 2 free throws coming for Jaslyn Rail. She averages 8 points per game, scoreless so far in this one.
You mentioned Vermilion scuffling a little bit here at this stage of the third quarter and not able to cut into it anymore right there at the line. I think regardless of the outcome of this game, Rocco, that exchange, Vermilion had 4 looks at the bucket just about a minute and a half ago. That's going to be something they're going to have to clean up.
Rail splits the pair there, her first point of the contest. Sailors back within 4. 29-25 is the Flyer lead. 2:45 left to play here in this third quarter. Brooke Wiley with the basketball, dribbling out of trouble, lobs it cross court to Paige Allen. Did she travel? She did. Shuffled the shoes before she put the basketball down. Give it back to Vermilion.
I thought it could be either a travel or a drop the elbow shoulder combination. It seemed that Vermilion was set defensively there.
So a turnover gives it right back to the Sailors, trying to make this a one-possession game. They trail by 4, 2.5 left to play in the third. Gowrie thought about another 3-ball, instead swings it to Alvarado. Alvarado hop, skipping a step through the lane, and a turnover. Caffarel threw it away. Now another turnover. Abby Gowrie intercepts an errant Flyer pass, and now she dribbles it away. Man, costly turnovers for both sides. That maybe could have been an over and back, because I think Morales had a foot cross the line. Now we got another scrum on the floor. And what do we got? Jump ball, they call, as Paige Allen, and I think it was Gowrie or Jaslyn Rails, one of the two,
I think
came
it was
together.
Frank.
Was it Morgan Frank on the floor?
It was Morgan Frank again, making her presence felt defensively. I don't see how Lake could have had possession of that basketball.
That's a quick trigger on the jump ball call for sure. Brooke Wiley gets it on the inbounds. Alvarado comes out to greet her. Alvarado has been working hard defensively to try to limit what Brooke Wiley's been able to do. Wiley gets by her, though, inside. Lefty layup, no. Shot it over everything. Rebound to Morgan Frank. Outlet to Alvarado as she walks it across that half-court stripe. Alvarado tries to get a post-entry feed. Instead, Gebhardt there off the deflected pass. Her layup, no. Rebound taken away by the freshman guard, Paige Allen. $1:40 left to play here in this third quarter. Morales with it in that far corner, in some trouble. Baseline drive, reverse, no. Left it short, and then Gebhardt comes away with it for the Sailors. And now a foul as Gebhardt was bumped by, I think that's Cadence Eckenrode, actually. And it is. So Eckenrode will pick up her second personal, 4th team foul. So the Sailors have free throws coming their way on any more Flyer fouls the rest of this third quarter.
Got to take advantage here with a minute and a half left. And, you know, you get the feeling that there's been momentum swings for Vermilion to grasp. They just haven't really come up with them.
It's a good way to put it. This game really feels like it's in the balance right now. Like one scoring run from either side could be enough to dictate the way that this one ends, but we'll see. Obviously, the Sailor faithful here at home hoping it's them. Tough sectional loss last year against Perkins. Coach Mahalik would love nothing more than sectional success here. Frank lost the basketball and then commits the foul. Double whammy for Morgan Frank. She just grabbed Cadence Eckenrode in transition there, so Frank picks up her first personal. We get some substitutions here for the Flyers. Gabby Moreno checks back into the game, as does Maddie Sterling. Wiley on the inbound, again hounded by Jocelyn Alvarado. She has done a great job on her defensively so far. Wiley inside, finds Paige Allen. She'll launch a three. It's short, but a foul. Morgan Frank fouling the three-point shooter, and was it three? May have had a toe on the line, although I think they're going to say she's got 3 free throws coming. So Frank picks up her second personal, and they will say it is 3 free throws for Paige Allen, the freshman for Millbury Lake.
And 2 fouls on Frank in about 20 seconds worth of game clock.
Yep. Allen's first free throw, no good. And that's not a huge deal with Frank because it is just those 2. Those are the only 2 that she's committed so far, but again, depending on how this one goes, if we're looking at overtime, potentially that could be costly. 2 more free throws here for Paige Allen. Second one up, and that one falls through. Friendly bounce off the back iron. Paige Allen now with 10 in the contest. Brooke Wiley still leading the way right now for the Flyers. She's got 15. As Allen misses the final free throw, so she goes 1 for 3, and oh boy, a turnover there. Alvarado couldn't save it from going out of bounds, and it goes right back to Millbury Lake, and those are the kinds of turnovers that's going to have Coach Mahalik frustrated over there, and you see him barking at his players. Smart, got to play smart. Got to value the possession when you have it. 52 seconds left to go. Flyers lead by 5, 30-25. Brooke Wiley with the basketball. One-on-one with Alvarado. Barreled into a defender, and it's a block. Wiley just put the shoulder down, charged into Morgan Frank, and what I'll say is this, Jared. I don't know if Morgan Frank had her squared up. I don't know if she was set, but that's also one of those where you could say Brooke Wiley was never in control of her drive, and she really initiated all that contact.
Yeah, that's one of those things that, you know, it looks really bad, and when it looks really bad and really obvious, maybe it is.
Tough break there for the Sailors. Wiley with a pair of free throws. First one, no good.
You might have heard "Ball Don't Lie" from some of the Sailor faithful below us, and I don't know. That's a tough spot.
Rasheed Wallace in the house. Wiley, second free throw. That one's no good, and now a foul on Lake.
So he cleared him out. We're going to march down here and shoot free throws, and we've got Gebhardt down right now.
Yeah, Gabby Moreno, I think you put it best, my friend, because cleared her out. And, she's got a little bit of illness there for Emma Gebhardt. That's something they'll want to certainly attend to, as she quickly found that trash can. So good camera work by you, Pelt. Way to move away from that. Appreciate you. As I'm not sure if she just caught one in the throat and that sort of.
It was a big collision. Like we said, a clear out, and it was clearly not a natural basketball move.
Well, I think maybe that's what Coach Mahalik is trying to talk to the officials about right now, saying, hey, wait a minute, that's, it's not a basketball play. I think you might have to call a flagrant or something of that nature here. So we'll see. The conversation will continue between Coach Mahalik and the officials. Now
they're going to huddle up. Yeah, it
stripes
didn't get
will
too
come together.
intense between Coach Mahalik, but I think he was firm about what his intentions were when he walked over.
So, lots to discuss here. We'll see what the decision ultimately ends up being. Nonetheless, it should, at the minimum, be 2 free throws here for Emma Gebhardt. I guess if she's able to stay in the game, and I guess I don't know what the high school rule on that is. If she can't shoot the free throws, is it one of those where Coach Nowak and the Flyers can choose who they want to shoot?
Well,
and
she's
sure
not going to shoot.
Yeah, she won't, so it'll be Cassie Caffarel at the line here for a pair. First one from Cassie is up and good.
How about that poise to have to come in there
Boy,
and
no
shoot
kidding.
free throws and,
Right.
you know, just in the wake of what's gone on here over the past minute.
One more coming Cassie's way. That one no good off the back iron. Rebound, tipped around, and eventually secured by Lake. Morales came away with it. Paige Allen now the freshman with 40 seconds left in this third quarter. Allen got herself in trouble, lost the basketball. Outlet pass up ahead to Morgan Frank. Frank, easy righty layup inside is good. So Morgan Frank coming to life a little bit offensively here in this third quarter. And, oh, now a foul 90 feet away from the basket. And is it Frank or Alvarado they're going to tag with it? Oh, man.
It's the
It's
fourth
Frank,
foul.
and that's 4. Oh, my goodness. She made it the whole first half, Jared, without committing 1. She picks up 4 in, like, 4 minutes of game time here in this third quarter. Oh, wow.
And she's been a difference maker for them defensively. That's going to hinder her ability in the fourth quarter of play. And, we still got 26 left to go in the third.
Man.
I don't want to put the cart before the horse there.
Shame on me for saying that wouldn't be a big deal earlier, because now it certainly is, as Paige Allen converts on the first.
I just don't know in a game like this how you can definitively call that a foul. I mean,
That's
we're not
tough.
down there. Like you said, we're, in the second deck here. But, yeah.
Allen again good on that first free throw. Frank will have to take a seat. And Allen splits the pair, missing that second one. Caffarel trying to hawk down the rebound. She can't. Morales beats her to it. Morales then threw it away to Jaslyn Rail, who stepped out of bounds trying to keep it alive. So it'll stay Flyer basketball. And now we're going to get another substitution here for Vermilion. Coach Mahalik getting Sophia Schaefer, the junior, off the bench for the first time. Now Morgan Frank will take a seat.
Yeah, he was sort of marooned there. Couldn't get her out of the game at that point.
Wow. So, lots of dramatics here in this third quarter, no question. Wiley with it inside, missed it over Alvarado. Rebound and a foul. Man, another foul call here. Maddie Sterling got bumped by Cassie Caffarel. And so Cassie will pick up her first personal. And Maddie Sterling with 2 points has 2 free throws coming her way. 16.9 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Flyers lead the Sailors by 3, 31-28. First free throw from Sterling is perfect. Boy, this is
bizarre.
Yeah, that's one word for it. Man, oh man. And I try not to be Mr. Criticize the official,
No,
but
I get it.
lots of interesting things happening here in this third quarter. Missing that second one was Sterling, but the offensive rebound grabbed by Lake. Now a tie-up near the baseline as Eckenroth just threw it over her head. Allen came away with it and then missed it. Down to 5 seconds left. Gallery was going to launch from half court. They're going to give her the 3 free throws. They will. Oh, man. Jared, what is happening here in this third quarter? Abby Gowry had some more time to try to get a better look. Instead, opted for the half-court shot with about 5 seconds left, and it's going to work out as Cadence Eckenroth picks up her third personal.
And I don't believe in makeup calls at this level, but I don't know if that's maybe
There's contact.
If they're going to call it, you're going to get an opportunity.
So Gowry 3 free throws here, good on the first. Abby with 10 points in the game, leads the way for Vermilion. Morgan Frank behind her with 8. 2 more coming for Abby. Misses that one short. Coach Mahalik telling the other 2 Sailors inside, hey, just get out of there. We don't need any more foul calls here in these final 3.9 seconds. One final free throw here for Abby Gowry is good. So she gets 2 out of 3 on that trip. In 3.9 now. Let's see if Brooke Wiley launches one from half court. She will. The baseball pass hits off the ceiling. And technically the whistle, I guess, came before the buzzer, and I think they're just going to say that's the end of the third, and it is. So 8 more minutes to play in what has been a spicy one here this afternoon in Vermilion, my friend. It's Millbury Lake 32, Vermilion 30. We're back with fourth quarter action after this timeout.
Looking for the best Friday fish fry around? Every Friday of the year, and especially during Lent, stop by North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for lunch or dinner. Enjoy delicious perch, cod, catfish, pierogies, and cabbage and noodles made fresh and ready to go. Planning a party? Convenient has you covered with deli trays, party trays, and a full-service meat department with expert butchers on hand to help with any purchase. Visit Convenient at Center Ridge and Barton Roads in North Ridgeville. Open 7 days a week. And good luck to all of our area teams in the tournaments. Looking for the perfect place to host your next unforgettable event? From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and celebrations of life, German's Villa is proud to be the #1 event center on the North Coast. Join us at German's on Saturday, March 21st for a night of non-stop hits with the ABBA Tribute Band. Great music, great atmosphere, and great memories. To reserve your spot for the ABBA Tribute Band, give us a call at 440-967-1170. German's Villa, the premier banquet center of the North Coast.
Well, Jared, I know it's the Winter Olympic season right now, so we don't have the track and field events that you typically see in the Summer Olympics. I have a feeling our 3 gentlemen officiating this one tonight, regardless of how it ends, may be doing their best Usain Bolt impersonation, get into their car in the parking lot after this one. That was a wild third quarter. Granted, these 2 teams are being physical. There has been a lot of fouling. It is one of those things where emotions are running high and all that good stuff, which is totally fine in tournament basketball, but boy, oh boy, a lot of interesting things happened in that third quarter, didn't they?
To stay with that same theme, this game got sped up in that third quarter, and I'm not sure which team did it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And now we're tied as Jaslyn Rail knocks down her first field goal of the afternoon, and we're all squared at 32. Well, Jared, to your point, both teams scoring 11 points in that third quarter, so we're nowhere different than we were at halftime, and now we really aren't. The Vermilion had just tied it, and Caden Secondroad will re-give her team the lead. Jaslyn Rail on the other end. Her baseline jumper, no, left it short. Rebound to Paige Allen, and a jump ball as Gallery tied her up. Possession arrow will give it to the Flyers. 34-32, 7:21 left to play in this contest. Winner on to the district semifinals, where we would assume Bellevue awaits. They were up by 28 over Upper Sandusky in halftime of their contest. That one probably close to over. Brooke Wiley, an errant pass, threw it away. Intercepted by Sophia Schaefer. Gowrie, 3-ball for the lead. It's good! And a foul on the baseline. Abby Gowrie, the trifecta, and then Morgan Frank was shoved from behind. So Frank rather, is going to have a chance for one more at the line.
No, it should not be free throws.
It should be one. If shot was in the air,
No, they're just going to give the ball out of bounds because Gowrie sank the 3.
All right.
And then Frank playing with 4 fouls, but it's tournament basketball. They need her out there.
So Maddie Sterling, that is, picks up the foul. Gowrie charging inside. Little push shot, no good. Rebound to Lake. Nearly a steal as Rail got a piece of it. Paige Allen tried to throw it off Jaslyn's Rail's foot, and now a foul will go against the Flyers. And that one goes against Paige Allen, her third.
I guess this is about the best start you could hope for if you're a Vermilion fan right now. You've got the lead, and you've got 2 fouls against them and the ball with just a minute expired here about in the fourth quarter.
Alvarado to trigger the inbound, finds Gowrie, 3, no. Alvarado, the offensive board, the stick back, yes, and 1. Jocelyn Alvarado, the hoop and the harm, and has an opportunity for one more here as Maddie Sterling picks up her third personal, third team foul. And Jared, that's already 3 team fouls just 70 seconds into this fourth quarter for Lake.
And maybe the message for Doug Mahalik that we talked about at the half, maybe in between the quarter, it was go out there and take care of business yourselves.
And now the Sailor faithful come to life here on this home sideline. They understand. You mentioned it, Jared, that neither side had a chance to really capture the momentum, and Vermilion has an opportunity to do that right here. And now a foul against Jaslyn Rail. That'll be her third.
Still got to be careful with what's going on here. Again, 6:43 left. This is by no means settled. But, he's had Frank out there with the 4 fouls, doing a good job, he thinks, about kind of limiting her opportunities. But you have to protect.
Brina Morales with it, looking for a teammate after she picked up her dribble. Now finds Brooke Wiley. Abby Gowrie switches out onto her. Gowrie being very physical with Brooke Wiley. Got to be careful, though, not picking up those cheap fouls. Jaslyn Rail switches onto her. Now out to Paige Allen. Allen ran into some traffic, got cut off, and then lost the basketball, and she fouls Alvarado. Paige Allen, her 4th now, so she's just 1 away from disqualification. As Rowan Brossy will check back in, and now Joe Nowak and his Lake Flyers need timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside and take one as well. 6:20 left to play in this sectional final. It's Vermilion 38, Lake 34. We're right back here after this.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Well, you heard a couple of sponsor thank yous there. Do want to thank all of our sponsors once again, as today's matchup on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel is brought to you by Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford. Auto show deals going on now at Route 57 and East Broad Street. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. LMRE, your Touchstone Energy partner. North Ridgeville, Convenient Sunoco, Center Ridge and Barton Roads. Germans Villa, Vermilion's premier banquet facility. And Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Sailor basketball after the timeout. Vermilion holds a 4-point lead, 6 minutes and change away from punching their ticket to a district semi. Errant pass here by Jaslyn Rail to Sophia Schaefer was touched out of bounds by Abrina Morales, so it'll stay with the Sailors. Rail to trigger the inbound, gets it into Alvarado. Alvarado, I'll tell you what, as productive as she can be on the offensive side of the ball, very effective defense today. Gowrie, 3-ball, no, bounced around the rubber rim and out. Alvarado and Wiley fight for it, and just a jump ball, it'll stay with Vermilion. It was actually Maddie Sterling that Alvarado was tied up with, but a jump ball possession arrow nonetheless keeps it with Vermilion. Alvarado to inbound it. Alvarado looking, and Gowrie inside. They lost her to the defense, and Gowrie with 2 more. Abby Gowrie with 5 points here in this 4th quarter. She's got 16 in the contest. And Vermilion leads by 6. Maybe their largest of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Now another turnover here. Jaslyn Rail comes away with it for Vermilion. Bounce pass inside, stolen by Brooke Wiley. Good hands there by number 13 in blue. Wiley checking behind her for the defense hounding her, and it's a foul. It'll be on the floor. And that one goes against Morgan Frank. Oh, that's just 4 on her now. Okay, I thought she had 4 before. And that is now just her 4th.
Well.
Yeah.
I guess they adjusted that one.
So Morgan Frank still with 1 more foul. And she gets a steal, finds Abby Gowrie up ahead. 1-on-1 with Abrina Morales. Spin move inside. Gowrie missed it, no good. Schaefer there for the offensive rebound, and what a timeout. Good coaching there by Doug Mahalik to sprint down that sideline and get the timeout to keep the possession alive. It is a 30-second timeout, so we can keep it right here, Jared. As there you go, you'll pull up that nice graphic for us. Shout out Ed Betzel at the Chronicle Telegram piecing this bad boy together for us. First game on the screen, obviously, you know that one's happening right now. 5:20 left to decide a winner here between Vermilion and Millbury Lake. On Tuesday, we await some results tonight, as we're thinking potentially heading to Keystone if they can take care of business against Canton South. Not trying to throw that broadcast jinx out there, but that's the temporary plan. But again, got to wait and see. But we know for sure Wednesday we'll be seeing Adam Castrilla and his Avon Lady Eagles as they visit Lakewood for a regular season rematch. That's a 7 o'clock tip next Wednesday night over at Lakewood right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
I'm going to put that one together for you, Rock Dog. You and Rob had a great conversation with Rock today, Rocky Houston. You'd like to have another one with him on Tuesday. Somebody from the WEOL team would.
Absolutely.
And the way we do that is if they take care of business today.
There you go. A turnover there after the timeout. Not what Coach Mahalik wanted at all, as that goes right back to Millbury Lake. Flyers trail by 6. They led by as many as 6, and now Brooke Wiley turns it over, throws it away to Sophia Schaefer. So the turnovers, I'll be very interested to see what that number sits at the end of this one, Jared. You mentioned it. Millbury Lake doing a pretty darn good job in the first half of taking care of the basketball. Total 180 now in this second half for them.
You're looking at 11 to this point here with just under 5 minutes left to play in the ball game.
Alvarado one-on-one with Brooke Wiley, keeping that dribble alive. Alvarado fires a one-handed pass to Rail. She fires for three. That one no good. Rebound to Gabby Moreno for the Flyers. And, now a foul on Jaslyn Rail.
Travel.
Or no, a travel. Brooke Wiley took off with the basketball. I thought they were going to tag Jaslyn Rail with a foul. Instead, Brooke Wiley shuffled the shoes before she put the ball down. So that gives it back to Vermilion as Paige Allen with those 4 fouls re-enters the game for Millbury Lake. She replaces Rowan Brassy. Morgan Frank tried to catch that pass inside, lost it off the fingertips, thankfully for the Sailor faithful. Alvarado there to save it. 4.5 left to play in this contest. Alvarado working against Brooke Wiley all the way out near that Sailor logo at half court. Alvarado, couple of dribble moves inside, righty layup, good. Wow, nice take there by Jocelyn Alvarado. Put her head down, said I'll do it myself, and she did. 42-34 Sailors by 8. Paige Allen with the basketball, met by Alvarado, hands it off to Brooke Wiley. Wiley one-on-one with Abby Gowrie now. Wiley charging inside, nice bounce pass to her teammate Morales. Can she finish? She can. Brina Morales, her first points of the game, Jared. She averages 7 a contest. I didn't even realize that until now. Morales had been scoreless. And now Wiley, a foul on Alvarado. And for Wiley,
that's 4.
That will be her 4th.
And that's indicative, I think. They're going to send him to the line there with that one. Yeah, that'll put him in the
foul.
penalty. The bucket there for Lake in the previous possession, that's just indicative of, I don't think they're going away. You got 3:49 left here, and you're looking at an 8-point lead. But I just, or potentially depending on the outcome of these free throws.
Alvarado's first free throw is good.
But I just don't think they're going away either, and you have that sense. This has been a good game despite being a little bit unorthodox in terms of the way it unfolded.
Alvarado with 12 now in the contest, looking for 13. Can't get it there, missed the second half of that trip to the charity stripe. 43-36 our score sits. A 7-point lead for the Sailors. 3:40 left to play in this contest. Wiley with the basketball. Swings it over to Caden Eckenrode. Eckenrode charging left of the lane. May have gotten away with a double dribble. I think she did and missed it inside anyway. Morgan Frank, the defensive rebound. You can tell, I think some of those Flyer girls out there starting to fatigue a little bit. As Vermilion's pressure has certainly started to wear them down, and now a double dribble called. Sophia Schaefer gets called for it. Doug Mahalik saying, wait a minute, that was not a dribble. She was just controlling it off the tap and then went to dribble.
Yeah, I think he's got a pretty good argument there, too, because clearly the Vermilion philosophy the past couple of possessions, they want to back it out, burn some clock here, too.
Coach Mahalik, man, you can tell he wants this one over there. He has been fired up since the jump. This has been an emotional game all around, no question about that. Paige Allen facing a double team out near half court. Schaefer and Alvarado apply the pressure, and it works. A turnover, and then Eckenrode shoves Rail, and it's going to be 2 more free throws here for the Sailors. Eckenrode picks up her 4th, so now that's 4 Flyers, Jared, with 4 fouls. Allen, Eckenrode, and Wiley.
And the storyline here in this ball game has just changed. We're really in the second half, like you said, not sure what to make of that third quarter. The fourth quarter, for the most part, has been all Vermilion. And, we said, who's going to snatch the momentum? The Sailors have, and they're converting at the line, too, taking advantage of the good fortune to find themselves in that penalty with pretty much halfway through the fourth quarter.
That was one of my keys to victory today for Vermilion. Had to make the Flyers pay at the free throw line, and they're doing that today. Jaslyn Rail perfect on that trip there. It's a 9-point lead just like that now for the Sailors. Flyers got to move in a hurry if they hope to come back. Allen inside, righty layup good. Defense just kind of moved out of the way. And now it'll be a 30-second timeout taken by the Flyers. So we can keep it right here, I think, Jared.
Yep.
With 2:52 left to play in this contest. 45-38 is our score. Again, winner is awaiting the winner of Upper Sandusky and Bellevue. Again, that was a 28-point advantage for Bellevue at the half, so we're assuming Bellevue is already on to the district semifinal in Fostoria. That would be, Tuesday the 24th at 6 o'clock. Vermilion hoping to punch their ticket as well.
Earlier today, Brookside saw their season come to a close over at Beechwood, dropping that one 56-53, so the Lady Cards no longer in postseason action, and it was Norwayne really taking it to Clearview on girls basketball earlier today as the Lady Clips, their season comes to a close.
Yeah, tough season, no question, for Nick Damaki and his Lady Clippers, but Like you said, they got some good, talented prospects coming up in that middle school ranks. So certainly I think some brighter days ahead for that Clearview girls basketball program. 7-point lead for the Sailors. They got 2:40 and counting to try to bring it home. Abby Gowrie working against the defense. Out to Morgan Frank. Thought about the 3-ball. Moreno bid on it. Frank inside for 2 more. Morgan Frank, that's a great disciplined play there by the sophomore. Could have very easily taken that open 3 instead, put the shot fake up, got the defender to bite, and got the easy 2 inside. Moreno's 3 on the other end, no good. Rail came away with it and, traveled as she ripped that basketball away, but then came down to the floor with it. So a turnover keeps it now with Lake.
And to your point, Rocco, and I think a lot of the guys that we deal with on the coaching end and everything else like that, when you ask, why do you really like the game of girls basketball? It's because of plays like that, where you can see it develop, and it all paid off, anything that she learned throughout the year.
Sometimes at the girls' level, you got to be a little more fundamental. You don't see as much one-on-one isolation scoring. And another turnover. Morgan Frank intercepts the errant pass. And now Vermilion can start to sense it. A 9-point lead with 2 minutes left to go. Joe Nowak imploring his girls to come up and pressure the ball a little bit more. And they're going to have to do that. But they got to be careful, Jared, with all those girls in foul trouble. Alvarado makes quick work of the defense, but she missed it inside. Alvarado now a little behind the play as let's see if Paige Allen can push the pace a little bit here for the Flyers. Allen up ahead of traffic, and now a foul called against the girls in white. And let's see, it's Sophia Schaefer who picks it up. That'll be her first personal. Just the 4th team foul on Vermilion here this quarter.
I think it's the 3rd, so they got a couple to burn. Okay, yeah, exactly. And that might not be a bad play or a bad foul when you look at that when we get into the post game.
Albrina Morales off the inbound, hands it back off to Paige Allen. 1:35 and counting left to play here. Flyers have to start moving in a hurry. Eckenrode with it. Puts her head down inside, comes to a stop, finds Morales, healthy 3-ball up, no good. Wiley looking for the offensive rebound, but Gowrie rips it away from her. Abby Gowrie has had a stellar afternoon here for Coach Mahalick's Sailors, something that if we catch up with him post-game, I'm going to have to ask him about. Morgan Frank with the basketball, charging inside, comes to a stop. Nice decision again. Rail, though, fires from the free throw line. That one no good. I think Coach Mahalick was barking a little bit, saying, hey, wait a minute, we don't have to shoot the rest of the game. We can just hold the basketball, and now Wiley lost it off her foot. 55 seconds left to go. Alvarado handling it. Paige Allen comes up to greet her. Allen with those 4 fouls. She doesn't want to foul or else she'll be out of the game, and now she does, and she's out. And this Vermilion home sideline is on their feet, as they should be. This has been a heck of a fight this 4th quarter, Jared, from these Lady Sailors.
And they've really done well. The Achilles heel that we've mentioned for them throughout parts of the season, and certainly going back to last year, like Doug Mahalick would tell you, would be taking care of the basketball and connecting on free throws. They've done both of those today for the most part. They've created turnovers. The game a little helter-skelter in that 3rd quarter, but only committing 4 turnovers in that first half, and they are 9 of 14 at the line in the second half. So,
9 of 15 now.
9 of 15. But when you go back to game 1, when in our coverage, they were 1 of 18, I think, at the line going into that Midview game.
Yeah, it was that Fairview game where they really kind of let it get away as Alvarado missed both free throws, then picks Brooke Wiley's pocket and lays it in for 2. I'll tell you what, man, Jocelyn Alvarado, knowing that she had that defensive assignment of Brooke Wiley here today, has risen to the challenge and then some. How about it? And now she pokes it away again, this time out of bounds off of her.
Well, Rocco, to further that point, Wiley had such a really good game up through 3 quarters. Scoreless here in the 4th. She's got 13. She's been stuck on 13 for 7 minutes.
I think they're actually shortchanging her, too. She's got 15 in my scorebook. But nonetheless, you're right. She has not scored in this 4th quarter. Moreno inside gets the layup to go, and a quick timeout called by Joe Nowak. And let's see, was it a full timeout? It was. So we'll step aside as well. 23 seconds left to go. Sailors are going to punch their ticket to a district semifinal against Bellevue. We got the last 23 seconds of this one coming your way after this.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
23.8 seconds left on the fourth quarter clock as Vermilion, barring some sort of miracle comeback here for the Flyers of Millbury Lake, are on to the district semifinal where Big Bad Bellevue awaits. They took it to Upper Sandusky. It's officially a final, 57-22 the final, as again Bellevue upends Upper Sandusky to end their season. So Bellevue on to the district semifinal next Tuesday at Fostoria. Vermilion 23 seconds away from doing the same.
Yeah, we heard Kurt Habermill, the boys program, kind of struggling, not the same on the girls' side.
Alvarado wheels it way back up top now to Abby Gowrie with 14 seconds left to go, and now a foul as Tabitha Chadwick fouls Abby Gowrie, and we will have free throws. We are in the bonus. Vermilion's in the bonus, I should say.
When I referenced Kurt Habermill, I meant he was describing Bellevue on the boys' side,
Correct,
and certainly, they've had their troubles. But, that girls' basketball machine at Bellevue.
That's something else, isn't it? Gowrie good on that first free throw.
I think that was Coach's son over there on the bench, maybe. And you got to like that.
You do. And look at this ovation for Jocelyn Alvarado. Rightfully so. She played a heck of a basketball game here this afternoon. Gowrie, one more free throw coming here. It's up and left it short. No good. 8 seconds left to play now. Wiley ahead, fires for three. High arching three ball is pure, but with the final seconds ticking off, that's going to do it. And the Vermilion Sailors are on to the district semifinal. They are sectional champs here this afternoon. Congratulations to head coach Doug Mahalik and his girls. They are victorious over the Millbury Lake Flyers, 50-43, the final score. What a contest this was. What a second half this was. As this was a great fight from both sides here this afternoon, no question about that. Well, Jared, while we tally up our individual and team stats, why don't we step aside, take a timeout. We'll see if we can catch up with head coach Doug Mahalik to get his thoughts on this one, as they'll get set to take on Bellevue in a district semifinal on Tuesday. But for now, we'll step aside, take a timeout, again a final here this afternoon. Vermilion upends Millbury Lake and ends the season of the Flyers 50-43. We're back after this timeout.
Nick Abraham Elyria Ford is proud to once again be a part of the Cleveland Auto Show, running February 20th through March 1st at the IX Center. Check out the latest models, explore new technology, and find the perfect ride that suits your lifestyle. Love what you see at the show? Head over to Nick Abraham Elyria Ford for special deals you don't want to miss. From the show floor to the showroom, your next ride awaits at Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next unforgettable event? From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and celebrations of life, German's Villa is proud to be the #1 event center on the North Coast. Join us at German's on Saturday, March 21st for a night of non-stop hits with the ABBA Tribute Band. Great music, great atmosphere, and great memories. To reserve your spot for the ABBA Tribute Band, give us a call at 440-967-1170. German's Villa, the premier banquet center of the North Coast.
Great shot there by cameraman extraordinaire Gary Pelter As you see it on the scoreboard there, Sailors victorious here at home in what will be their final home game of the season. They knock off Millbury Lake 50-43, the final score in what was a very fun, exciting, and physical contest with a lot of foul calls and a lot of emotion. But at the end of the day, it is Doug Mahalik Sailors on to the district semifinal. They are sectional champs with this win over the Flyers of Millbury Lake High School today. Rocco Nushi, Jared Kozar, Gary Pelter all here with you in the post-game show. And just to quickly before we dive into the Vermilion side of things, and hopefully we'll get Coach Mahalik on after this one. Do want to thank Joe Nowak, head coach of the Millbury Lake Flyers, for all of his cooperation with getting our pregame material together. Got me roster, stats, starters, all of that good stuff. So we obviously don't get to see them much, really, if ever, but certainly really appreciate how cooperative he was with getting everything together. And congratulations to him and his girls on a fantastic season that, unfortunately for them, comes to a close today. So looking at some of the individual scoring numbers, I'll start first for the Flyers of Millbury Lake, as Brooke Wiley, their leading scorer all season long, did exactly that today. She scored 15 points, but as Jared had said, in that fourth quarter, she did not score in that final frame, and really that was enough to eventually get the job done. Defensively, I guess you should say, for Vermilion, Paige Allen with 13 points to flank her. Other scorers for Millbury Lake, Gabby Moreno finished with 2. Cadence Eckenrode had 5. Abrina Morales with 2, well under her nightly scoring average of 7 a contest. And Maddie Sterling off the bench had 3 for the Flyers. Pelt, everything all right over there with our okay, just making sure I saw you tinkering. Just wanted to make sure before I went any further. For Vermilion, again, they get the 50-43 win here this afternoon. Abby Gowrie, really impressive offensive performance from her. She finished with 17. Jocelyn Alvarado was a force, and I do mean force on both sides of the ball, scoring 14 points and really did a good job of wearing down Brooke Wiley of Millbury Lake throughout the course of the contest. Morgan Frank, another really nice night for her. She finished with 10. Jaslyn Rail finished with 5, and Emma Gebhardt would finish with 3. So all the scoring for Vermilion coming from that starting 5. And here he is, Doug Mahalik, head coach of the Sailors. Here, I'll give you this head. Oh, Pelt's got it for you over there. There we go. All right, you got me okay in there? Too loud or anything? That's good?
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. Well, first and foremost, congratulations. Sectional champs. You guys are on to play Bellevue. I'm sure you haven't seen that final score. They took it to Upper Sandusky, which
I had a feeling.
I'm sure you could have guessed that one, right? But, man, I guess just before diving into any of the X's and O's and how this game went down, just emotionally, what are you, your staff, your girls probably feeling right now after pulling this one out? I mean, this was emotional, physical. This had all the makings of tournament basketball today.
Yeah. Early on, I was like, please let these girls play, because there was like 9 fouls in the first quarter.
They did not,
I didn't love that too much, because both teams play that kind of style. So it's like you just want them to be able to play the game and not have 3 people take it over.
Yeah.
And then after they kind of everyone settled in, the refs, the players, everything, it was a nice pace to the game after that.
Well, I saw you and Coach Nowak were certainly letting your feelings be known, as you should. I mean, Jared and I were kind of in agreement up here. Yeah, like you said, 9 fouls or whatever it was in that first quarter. It was a bit much, and Lord knows how many girls finished with 4 personals. Paige Allen fouled out for them, so
had me nervous.
Yeah, there was a lot of fouling, no question about that. I want to start with your defense, I guess, as we get into the X's and O's of this, because Jocelyn Alvarado, for as good as she was offensively today with some really, really tough buckets, drawing that assignment of Brooke Wiley, face guarding her, 85 feet or whatever the length of the floor would be. Really, really fantastic effort from her, again, on both sides of the ball. What was working so well for her today?
She's so fast, and when she knows what to take away, she's really good at doing that. She's in tremendous shape. We only had to take her out once, even though she's doing everything she was doing. And even when we took her out, she was like, I'm ready to go back in. So she's a lot of fun. She gave everybody a nice show for her last time on this court. So did Abby Gowrie, 2 seniors. I'm glad that they got to go out with a win. But, yeah, Jocelyn, she really helped out, because 13 is one heck of a player.
Yeah, she definitely is. You guys certainly had your hands full with her, and I could tell, I mean, kind of doubling her on those inbounds, not guarding the inbounds, certainly wore her down.
Yeah.
She was scoreless in that fourth quarter. Is that kind of what it felt like out there? She kind of got hers throughout those first 3 quarters, and she just seemed gassed by that fourth quarter.
After after halftime, what did she have, 13? And then number 1 had 9, so they had 18 of their 21. I don't know the math on it, but she was doing everything, and that's exactly what the scouting report says. She didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm going to say unfortunately, but it's not like we were just giving her baskets. She was really working for everything, and I do think it helped in the fourth quarter.
Well, those 2 finished with, 28 of their 43, if my math serves me correct here. So that was certainly, they kind of went as those 2 went, but ultimately you guys do enough in the end to get things done there.
And we were able to force some turnovers. I think as we got them tired, they made some passes that they weren't making early on, and we were taking advantage of that.
Well, Jared, he mentioned the turnovers, and I forget what the final tally ended up being, but they didn't really turn it over too much in that first half. Second half, like you'd already kind of alluded to, you guys really started to force some of those errant passes. And Morgan Frank, I'll give her a lot of credit as well. Not her, most stellar offensive game, I don't think by any stretch, but really brought the intensity defensively, I think, today.
I think other than that one really bad foul, I was like, please don't do that anymore. We were debating if we should just take her out, and I was like, there's 5 minutes left in the fourth. If we take her out now, they come back, and then she fouls the second she gets back in the game. What's the point? Let's keep her out there and see what we can do. And they did that, and she didn't make the foul. They had a couple of drives on her, and she stayed away, and that was a smart play by her. We were able to slow the ball down a little bit in the fourth quarter, and then they overplayed us. We were able to get the layup. So it was a nice game.
You mentioned her making a smart play defensively, and I thought she did the same offensively as well. And I could tell down the stretch you were kind of telling her, like, you don't need to shoot. Work that clock. Come to 2. Come to that jump stop. Work it back around. And she did that a number of times when she could have had an opportunity to put something up at the rim. What does that say about her poise, her maturity? It's just a sophomore for you guys.
She's very, very intelligent. And I said it's kind of in the pregame where she plays a lot like I do. I was probably a better shooter than she is right now. But
there you go.
But no, like coaching her is easy because I just know what I would do and where I want the ball. And so I put her in those spots, and she's excelling. And then defensively, she's so long. She makes things happen. And, man, that was a fun game. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was.
A fun game to be a part of.
Overall, as a team, I mean, kind of as we've talked about, the intensity, the fouling, both, fan bases are getting in. Everybody's getting into it here. What does it take for a team, to kind of just push that aside, collect yourselves, compose yourselves? I mean, you guys were down for much of that contest to kind of stay with it, stay the course, and you end up getting that separation at the end. What does that say about your girls to maintain their composure?
Yeah,
like that?
I think the first half we were playing almost a little timid. Our offense was slow. They were doing things right, but slow. And then the second half, I don't think they had that. Like, even though we gave up a lot in the very end of the third quarter, where it was still we ended up losing the quarter. We played them even that third quarter. We were down 2. We were down 2.
11 apiece in that third. Yeah.
And then the fourth quarter, they came out swinging, and they did a lot of things really, really well. That we switched up our defense, and that affected them. And we got some steals out of it, forced some bad passes, and we made the layups.
So you guys are on to Fostoria Tuesday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Obviously, I mean, we know Bellevue, what that program is, the challenge that they pose. But I'm sure this performance here today, and again, talking about the composure and all of those things that you guys were able to put on display today, I got to imagine there's some things to feel good about in terms of what you guys can present to Bellevue on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's our first sectional championship in a really long time. I mean, we had a winning season, first time in 5 years, first time since I've been the coach, we've had a winning season. So there's been a lot of growth in this.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for what Bellevue does. I'm good friends with their assistant coach. He actually messaged me before this game. So, we know what we're coming up against. They're good. We got to withstand the pressure. And, whatever happens, I'm really happy with what happened this season, It's like I went down and watched them in state last year, watched Avon Lake in state last year. So you're playing against the former state champion with a good chance of winning it again this year, and we're going to give them everything we can.
There you go. Well, Coach, I hadn't even realized that this was, you said your first winning season since taking over as head coach?
We had 4, 7, and 8, and now we're at 14 now. So
wow. Well, congratulations on that. Congratulations on the sectional championship. Yeah, lots of reasons to feel good about yourself here on this Saturday afternoon. How about that?
These seniors were with me from freshman year, so it's like we all kind of grown together.
Yeah,
so
they've seen it. They've seen that process. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations again. Thank you very much for stopping by. It was awesome to be here. Hopefully Tuesday, well, maybe not just as fun. Hopefully, you know what I mean by that, but awesome win for you guys. Congratulations, and thanks again for having us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a fun game. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Yep. There he is, Doug Mahalik, head coach of the Vermilion Lady Sailors. Huge congratulations once again to him and his girls on the win here this afternoon. Again, first winning season for Coach Mahalik. I hadn't even realized that, and first sectional championship for them in quite some time. You got it, Coach, as this was certainly a blast to be a part of this one here today. Jared, you need to hop back in here for anything? Are you good? You're good over there? All right, so that'll do it for us here this afternoon. Again, a big thanks to everybody here at Vermilion for having us. Andy Stillman, you just saw him in the background there, athletic director. Always awesome what he's able to do with our setup here at Vermilion. I mean, this is luxury for us as far as our Lorain County sports coverage goes, so we certainly appreciate everybody involved. Again, big thanks to Millbury Lake High School head coach Joe Nowak for getting us all the details on his team. Big thanks to Coach Doug Mahalik for joining us post-game, and same thing, getting us roster stats, starters, all that good stuff. And a big thanks to our sponsors here, as none of this is possible without them. So again, our game today brought to you by our friends at Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford. Hey, make sure you go stop by the showroom. All kinds of auto show deals happening over at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. LCCC, Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. LMRE, the Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy partner. Your North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads. It's Lent. Make sure you check out those Friday fish fries, the best around. German's Villa, Vermilion's premier banquet facility. And by our friends at Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night. Not entirely sure who or when or where, but we know we have tournament basketball for you on Tuesday. Same deal for Wednesday. We know we'll be at Lakewood as the Rangers take on the Avon Lady Eagles in a girls tournament matchup. But until then, for everybody here at Vermilion, for Pelt behind the camera, for on-site engineer and color commentator extraordinaire Jared Kozar, I am Rakanushi saying one more time your final score here today. Vermilion, sectional final champs. They knock off Millbury Lake 50-43. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back on Tuesday for more postseason action.